back, everybody, to Tabletop Notch. Tonight's episode is episode 51. We've officially crossed the threshold past the 50 mark. It was a great episode, last episode. I realized, if you'd like to hand that to me for a second, we never did do a sort of a larger display of the... little really large there either. But Bazaar got a brand new sort of device to play with. First solo session in
many moons.
30-something episodes.
Yeah,
and I think that was in the teens.
Mine was 11, and his was probably like 17.
16?
Yeah.
Now there's gonna be an onslaught of solo sessions.
Yeah.
So just
I'd like everybody to leave, except for me.
Kuzmi solo session.
Oh my god. That's what we all
Any thoughts, things to say?
I have a little show and tell real quick.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Show and tell.
Oh, wow.
As you said, we hit a milestone earlier this week.
Is
And
that a hit?
yes. And it's also fall.
It's a Displacer Beast.
I wanted to celebrate both things happening. With this. I made a 51 because of all the ones.
You did a great job with the
Thank you.
That's really
It's all
good.
freehand.
Beautiful.
And it took me a long time, and I have a candle, but I don't think it'll look good. But that is our 51 verse.
Wow, that's a really good
Our nat
20.
51.
Yes, 50 natural ones.
50 natural ones. I'm surprised it's
I gotta take a picture.
Oh, I think we're well past 50 natural.
Yeah.
I know.
That's really cool.
51 for me.
I'm looking at it on the screen because I can't see it.
That looks great.
It looks really good.
Happy fall,
Happy fall,
everybody.
everybody.
50 episodes.
Have a lovely D&D.
Comes on Friday, it smells a tiny bit,
I was
sorry.
gonna say, that is going
Yeah.
to decompose before Halloween.
Jordan, something about the command?
Oh yes, so we had a request from our mod, Comrade Tortel, to do like a glossary of terms for any of the factions that we mention a lot. So if you do command glossary, it'll list all of the commands available to get the definition and a better idea of who each group of people are.
Which factions are on there right now?
A lot.
The biggest one.
Yeah, like Gentle Void, Shade Assembly, Broken Crown, all the tasties.
Things that come up often. So feel free to check in if you can't remember when we're sort of mentioning it, what they are. I think Graven right now is finding out what they are. Graven's like, what is their lock?
What is it again?
Command glossary.
That's the word.
Exclamation point glossary for the glossary.
sweet.
Oh, and FNF just re-subbed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Van.
Appreciate it. 6 months. Thank you.
Ooh.
Yay.
We had a new addition to the guest book last week. Someone asked to put a little comment in. Another reminder that if you are a sub and you'd like to add a little something to the guest book, message us. Feel free. We're happy to add it. We love the sort of little collection that we have. That includes gifted subs as well. It doesn't have to be. So yeah, there you go. If you're a mod and you can tell us what to do, we'll put it in the tweet.
There we go. Yes, everybody's already enjoying it. Fantastic.
Excellent. Spam that chat. Yes. Make it difficult to read what's going on.
Yes, I was waiting. Everyone had very
You inhaled like 3 different times.
Now's your moment.
First of all, happy Yom Kippur. Hope everyone has an easy fast who's fasting. And the top 3 for today. It is
I regret letting her pick.
World Tourism Day.
World Tourism Day.
Oh.
Get an online tour somewhere.
Take a
gotta
trip
say
to
being
We're not
Andalusia.
going anywhere.
Yeah, it's like an
Exactly.
imaginary trip.
National Chocolate Milk Day.
That was right in the microphone. Did you get it?
I did.
Worth it.
There we go.
National Chocolate Milk Day. Grab a Yoo-hoo at your nearby
Maybe
store.
the most underrated
delicious.
beverage.
Right. And after you're done with that Yoo-hoo can, it's also National Crush a Can Day.
Oh, there
So if
you
you
go.
get a can
Sometimes come in
of
glass.
chocolate
Get a can of chocolate
Don't do
milk,
it on your head.
travel the world, and then at the
Always
end,
want you
just
to.
smash it.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, good.
2 for 2.
Dex checks all of it.
Oh boy. But
You
yeah,
better roll
that's it.
well on dexterity
Excellent.
tonight.
Well
Such
done.
an exciting day to
And
be
then
alive.
I like that you
Recycle
tied them all
said
together.
crush can.
That was very
Yeah.
thoughtful.
Thanks, you know.
Do respect.
Yeah,
It all comes full circle.
it's great. It's great work.
Anything
I tried.
else? We had a lot of excellent announcements.
No.
All right.
I feel like
Spears'
I feel like
hair's
I
red
should
today?
have something. Yeah, hair.
It's a wig, you guys.
Ah, you
Someone
spoiled
said they wanted to
ruined
ruin
the
the
surprise.
You really can't tell. I really thought of this.
Well, if someone wants to choose my next hair color, be careful because I'll do it.
wow.
Someone
I'll do
suggested
it.
that in chat.
That's powerful.
I think
I
it's worth
will.
mentioning this is the last Sunday of September. Is that what it's called?
That is
Oh,
what
yeah.
it's
Discounted
Wow.
subs.
I was like,
Yeah.
what is it the last
And I think it was
Sunday?
whoever had the most subs.
I got really nervous.
Last Sunday of September.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
That's it.
All right.
I have nothing. I am nothing.
Well,
With that somber note,
Very
let's roll that
accurate.
intro and we'll be back.
Oh gosh.
All right, everybody.
Okay.
In Chapter 50, Ferment for Bigger Things. A few minor injuries couldn't keep the party from pressing on beyond the Chiikte woods, with hopes of reaching the city just after midnight. The roads were sparsely traveled, but not void of opportunists. We passed by some bounty hunters hoping to share the reward for the stolen chest, and a suspicious individual offered to sneak us into one of Tuktu's closed districts for a paltry sum of 200 gold per person. But with Graven's life force slowly ticking away from the cursed ring, we did our best to avoid distraction. And as we approached the city limits, we were informed that the Broken Crown was cracking down on those making camp and waiting for the lockdown to end. This meant we needed accommodations for the night, so we split into two groups. Graven and Bizarra tracking down Harvest Langeater for his curse removal services, and Orba, Saphira, and Erland swinging by the local watering hole to see if a room was available. Crespo's tavern was overpriced, but amenable to resting out their spare shed. And as we wrestled with the possibility of spending 1 silver on each mug of ale, Harvest was regaling the others with a brief history of the Langoliran. The once revered Porter Sr. was buried in the nearby 4th Precinct Cemetery, and it was believed that returning his ring would put his soul to rest. But when Harvest started the procedure, he was gripped by an ethereal hand and hurled against the walls of the crypt. We learned that Porter Sr.'s enviable arcane powers came not from natural talent, but a pact he had made with a patron, who now demanded the blood of those who'd made deals with the Langoliran. Fighting without a full team put Graven and Bizarre's resilience to the test, but they prevailed in both battering back the spirit and saving Harvest's life, who was grateful for their help, but devastated by the news of Porter's dark secret. Graven was unconvinced that the ring no longer posed a threat, so he opted to take it with him. And the party finally had an opportunity to rest. In the morning, Orba got to work on identifying the magic bracelets from the recovered iron chest, and after sticking around to mull over the possibility of not turning them into the Broken Crown, Erland walked to the house of Frank Sobel, whose son was able to provide a detailed map of the best routes north. Surprised somewhat that they had an aligning itinerary, Graven and Bizarra asked around about Reyna Kuros, the inventor who'd been working on an advanced wheelchair for Lady Sangrila before she went missing. Reyna had some intriguing additional details about the item she'd been asked to design, as well as some words of caution about trusting the Lakafuyu. But she saved the biggest reveal for her private discussion with Bizarra. Commissioned by their mutual friend Ferd, Reyna had constructed what she called a draft jacket, a portable beverage dispenser that utilized myconid extract vapors and the strong natural constitution of halflings to provide temporary boosts to the user's combat prowess. The device was Bizarre's to do with as she pleased, but Reyna and Ferd hoped its power would be used to better the standing of halflings across Antisuyu, perhaps more specifically by becoming the first halfling member of the Light Whistle Estate Club. With Bizarra vowing to do her best, and much to discuss regarding the party's plans for heading north, we set out to finish our errands in Tuktu and wondered. Was there any way sketchy deals or otherwise, to quickly make contact with someone in the precincts besides the Fourth? Is the acquisition of a truth-telling potion the olive branch that Erland needs to gain a portion of Saphira's trust? Ooh. And would we need to turn in the entire contents of the iron chest for the full bounty, just so we could afford the prices at Crespo's Tavern?
Yes.
Yes.
We find out now, on Chapter 51 of A Peek Beneath the Veil.
Okay.
I guess we do.
I guess.
With Erland taking his leave, Saphira looks on as Orba makes the dingy interior of the shed her own. Neat piles of paper, stacked tomes, and an assortment of inks. There's a light rustling as she slides her fingers across the parchment, considering where to begin the delicate dance of transferring spells and committing the necessary parts to memory. Her own spellbook lies open, a worn and faded jumble of diagrams and notations, next to the evenly bound and maroon-tinted leather of the one gifted by Jillian. For the first time in a long time, Orba has a safe and private opportunity to do what wizards stereotypically do best. Study.
Okay. Orba's gonna take out the spell scroll mage armor,
Okay.
and she's going to roll to learn it, or to copy it into her actual spell.
Before Orba goes into the sort of hour-plus long, 2 hours of studying and transferring, copying the spell, Saphira was sort of at the threshold of the door. Erland exited. Was there anything you wanted to say to Orba before she starts that process? Because it's not something you can just start and stop.
Yeah. Oh, but before you... Can I just ask your opinion about something? I'm going to kind of settle down and sit across from her for a second.
Yes, of course.
Last night, Erland came to me and said that he was interested in helping me, with my sort of ill-described mission, which, I'm interested in dismantling sort of this Lycanid trade.
Right, yes.
I want your help. I want the group's help, and I want to be entirely transparent. But I'm struggling to do that, considering his history, right?
Okay.
I think you know more about him than I do.
Sure.
You don't... Look, he's still keeping secrets. I know he's still keeping secrets. In fact, I think I don't know. Maybe you know more of his secrets than I do. I know none of his secrets.
Well, I don't know many of his secrets. I feel like he keeps to himself most of the time. But I will say, if you're worried about trusting him, I can't reassure you enough that I would trust Erland with my life. In fact, I have. He was the first to know about the halls. He knew about it at least 10 days ago, leaving the Genie Temple.
What I don't know is if he was discreet about your secret because we were employed together, because it would be inconvenient for him to have ratted you out, or because he actually gives a damn. That's completely unclear to me.
It's because he gave a damn.
And you're sure?
Yes. I don't think I've ever... I think I've been fairly honest about Erland, and he can make a bad decision now and again, but usually a very small one. Anytime there has been a very important moment, he has been there, and he has helped me without any benefit to himself. The flower that I got when I went to the church, I would not have done that without his support and advisement. He cares, Saphira. Maybe not in the way that you wish him to, but he cares.
Well, it's not about the way that I wish him to. It's about knowing that he cares about more than just himself.
He does. He cares about me.
Okay, well, that's something. There is something. I need him for something, and it drives me out of my mind that I need him for something, but I need him for something, so...
it's good. He is good at what he does. And after Jillian set very explicit parameters, he followed them.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm worried about, is I like to sort of say, you know, I trust you, you're a friend. But I think he needs parameters, do you know what I mean?
Well, the big one, it seems, for you is secrets, yes? As is mine.
Yeah, and I understand that some are a necessity. I actually understand that, but I need to know that he's not gonna screw me on this.
I'm going to guess at how his brain sometimes works. Is what could be in it for him important to him?
Well, yeah, I imagine so. He didn't exactly explain what would be in it for him, but I'm imagining that, I mean, he wants an audience with Massif, you know? Massif's a powerful guy. He thinks that he might have work for him. He might be able to work his way out of... I mean, it's not like it's something evil that he's interested in. It's just that he didn't even try to, I don't know. Yes, Saphira, your cause is righteous. Yes, it's terrible what happened at the camps. He doesn't even... There's no...
Do you need that sort of validation? Because I don't think any other member of the party has expressed that opinion either.
No, and I'm not saying that that doesn't concern me. It does, frankly, but... I don't know, it didn't seem ambiguous to me, right? When we went into the camps, what we saw was horrible, and what we're saying about it is, well... I don't understand it. It feels like we had maybe slightly an underreaction.
Well, I'm ashamed to say that maybe I had underreacted, but quite honestly, some people, I think, it is hard to start helping others when it's equally as hard to help yourself. You are
the
of
other
a
thing
very
is,
rare...
I'm amenable. I'd help him with if he needed something. I'd obviously... There could be an exchange. I'm sorry, I'm yelling at you now.
That's okay.
Well, you and sorry, you know, I care about obviously you, and
I think that
we have to be able to put our lives at stake for one another, and I am willing to do that for you, as I know you have done for me. And him, slippery, less sure about him. Need to trust him, don't like it particularly that much, but that's what's going on. So you vouching for him actually matters a great deal.
Final thought.
Yeah.
Whenever you're in those moments of turmoil and not enjoying his company,
yeah.
How badly do you want this? Your goal, how badly do you want it?
It's the only thing that gives my life any purpose, so I would say pretty fucking badly.
Well, when you are frustrated with him, remind yourself of how badly you want this and how badly you need him. We all have to put up with certain qualities of others that we don't necessarily enjoy, but when we need them and when we need something that's bigger, you got to swallow it and move on.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. You're exactly right. Thank you, Orba. I'm gonna leave you to your... And I'm gonna kind of awkwardly step out the door.
Well, where are you going?
I'm gonna try to find Erland and ask him if he can drop this off at the Broken Crown. I want to get a message to Massif. I think he might be able to help us find Armand.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be here.
And I'm gonna kind of walk outside and start looking around and see
Push
if I
the
see
sort of
his
janky door of the shed. So Erland actually left a decent bit
Yeah.
before that as a conversation, but you start to head in the direction of where you know, or you thought Erland was headed, which is in the direction of the Broken Crown. But before we leave you, what are you studying?
Okay, first things first, I want to learn mage armor.
Okay.
So, that's 2 hours and 50 gold. And then I have to roll an Arcana check of 11 or better.
So it is a
Come
spell
on, baby.
scroll. So to copy it, it's 10. The DC is 10 plus the spell's level, which is 1.
Which is 1.
And if you don't roll an 11, it just explodes in your hand and disappears.
forever.
It just vanishes.
That's it. That's how it works.
It is an Arcana check,
Yes.
not just intelligence.
And I lose the materials and the gold as well.
Oh, that is Lepo.
It is
Alright.
Lepu. Here we go.
Come on.
Yeah, that's a 13.
13, just across the threshold there. Marva takes a
Okay.
moment. She starts to copy the contents from the scroll into her book, using her sort of inks
So excited for you to use
to
this.
plot out the sort of diagrams and motions for the spell. She sits there. She starts to. We'll go over briefly to the sort of alleyway that was leading to Reina Kuros' house. Graven and Bizarra, having just left, sort of mutually interested in meeting her, but not entirely sure what to make of the other's discussion with Reina. That was loud. So you guys have a moment here as you sort of move back through the streets. You sort of have to move in the same direction, moving sort of vaguely southwest a little bit. There's an option to split off after that, but you guys have a moment here while you're walking away.
Well, I hope your meeting was fruitful.
It was. Yours?
Remains to be seen. But I hope so.
Was she helpful?
Yes.
Good. She was a little nervous taking your meeting, but I'm glad it went through.
She has a great deal of respect for you. Is it somebody you know? Have you met her before?
No, but we seem to have a mutual friend. And being halflings, we have a tendency to try to stick together.
She had met someone I knew. A client of hers was a Goliath priestess who would come to her a number of times.
And?
Oh, I just was looking for more information about her. I haven't seen her in a while.
Did she have any more information?
Yes, just the projects that she was working on for her.
Got it.
I don't know what it means yet.
Are you trying to find her?
She has gone missing, yes.
Well-
It's not, I don't know if it's something I can do, but if I could, I would like to find her.
Well, if you need any help, I'm actually more equipped now to fight things than I was before. If you can imagine.
I find that hard to believe, but I will take your word for it. She seems like an ingenious inventor, so...
Well, before we get back, and I'm not sure how much I will share with everyone.
Right.
They seem to not always carry my information that well. But she did give me a sort of jacket of sorts. I don't know if you can...
I don't see one.
Right. It's underneath my armor. I'm wearing it currently. But it has been invented to give me an extra boost of power when in a fight.
Sounds great. I look forward to seeing its uses.
Yes, hopefully I master it quickly. But that is... Her main purpose for meeting me was to give me that.
Great.
And it was requested by my friend.
I wish she had had a new tool for me.
Well, hopefully I can use it to benefit you as well.
Hope so. I don't really have anything else I need to do around here. I was just going to go back to the tavern and
Yes,
talk about our next steps.
I guess we should decide on a plan leaving here. I'm not sure what everyone else is up to right now.
I don't think I'm going to be spending hundreds of gold to get into any other precinct. I'd rather start our journey north.
There are a couple others that I have names of that may have information about pieces, but
Do you know if they're in the 4th precinct?
they are.
Oh,
But I would need to ask around to see if anyone knew where exactly they were.
we could go to the Broken Crown or the tavern or...
Let's do the tavern. It's less official.
Well said.
I suppose we should check back in with Harvest and let him know that first that I'm keeping the ring, and second we could ask him about those names.
That would be perfect.
Tavern first, maybe, yes.
Sure. Sounds good.
All right.
Are you guys headed to Harvest or the tavern first?
Tavern, I think.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You guys start to head back in the direction of Crespo's Tavern. Erland, you've just sort of left Frank Sobel's house, where with your new map in hand. Where are you headed from the keep?
I'm just gonna pop back down to the. I know I went to the medical tent by the Broken Crown checkpoint, or the Broken Crown tent. I'd like to just go to the Broken Crown tent itself.
Sure. I mean, it's like a group of tents. Yeah, you went to one.
So basically, I just don't want to talk to the same guy I bothered before.
Yeah, you can definitely. It does look like at at this point in the day, this sort of area is fairly busy. For one thing, it looks like a couple of wagons filled with supplies have arrived, and a number of black and purple soldiers are unloading them. And in addition, the portcullis has been raised ever so slightly, just enough for someone to duck underneath it. And there's an increased presence of guards, both the Broken Crown and another kind of uniform, mostly chainmail armor overlaid with a silver and yellow tabard. You might have heard that those have been the colors of Tuktu for some time. There's one pair, a man and a woman, and they seem to be comparing notes on a sheet of parchment, possibly going over what items have arrived, reports on the number of sick citizens, whatever. And there is one tent with a long table in front of it that seems to be addressing the needs of those who come to ask. As opposed to like the medical tent, this is, you don't know this, but this is where Graven turned in the contract. Sort of any civilian inquiries are happening at this.
I mean, I think I would assume that that's where Graven turned in
Yes,
the
I think
contract.
that you could easily tell that any civilians here are coming to that table. And there's currently a soldier of the Broken Crown who seems to be explaining to another man, sort of another merchant, someone increasingly frustrated that he can't enter, and you see him kind of pointing to the portcullis, and he's sort of waving him away, saying he can't come through.
Before I go and talk to the guy or get in line to talk to the guy, it is like the sort of setup of everything and the guard presence. It would be essentially impossible to like dart underneath without being seen. Yeah,
virtually without something like an invisibility potion. Virtually impossible.
Yeah,
yes.
cool. So I'm gonna go up to the desk, the Broken Crown, the guy at the desk.
So you get in line behind that man, the two of them sort of having that discussion. Give me a perception check.
60.
Sick. 5.
Ooh.
5. So they're having sort of a quick heated discussion, but you're not able to sort of pick up anything right as you were able to sort of get up in line behind him. But you do see him sort of in a huff, kind of almost like push the table a little bit, and it kind of jostles. The Broken Crown person like gets his things to make sure they don't sort of topple over. And you see him even kind of spit on the ground next to him, and he sort of turns on a heel and he sort of walks back in the other direction. It looks like he's heading towards one of the wagons that was sort of lined up in this area.
Okay, I want to keep track of what wagon that was.
Okay. It's pretty nearby. He looks like he's going over the wagon. He's kind of tying something onto it or something.
I'm going to sort of, if anything on the desk has been knocked off, I'm going to sort of help him. Like,
it wasn't, but yeah, if you go to sort of make sure, he sort of...
What was his problem?
Like many other people asking to get into a district that he's not allowed into. Is there something I can help you with?
Yes, I have a few. I'm not trying to get in anywhere, but I have a few friends in Tuktu, and I wanted to know if perhaps you have any sort of information on whether or not people were able to get out before, or whether they're trapped in. If you have any sort of
perhaps you could be more specific. Right now, the only people allowed between precincts are Broken Crown, City Guard, or some of the principals.
Yes, perhaps. I'm looking for two people in particular, two friends of mine. Valko Lavinia, he's a school teacher in I believe the 1st or 2nd district.
Yes, 2nd district.
2nd district, all right. You know him personally? Or?
I've heard of Valko, yes. There's only really one sort of notable school in the 2nd district, and I believe he's the headmaster there.
Oh, wow. He's been promoted.
I've only ever known him as the headmaster.
And the second was a healer named Jar Houghton in the 3rd district.
Sounds vaguely familiar, it's possible.
So I suppose my inquiry was whether or not you'd heard of them trying to get back in, as in they were perhaps out of town before the lockdown occurred, or whether or not they're still inside.
Healer, you mentioned Houghton, I'm not sure. Valko, I believe, is still in the 2nd.
It's in the 2nd district. All right, I suppose that's good in some ways. All right, thank you for your help. Appreciate it.
He comes back to us.
I'm going to go over to the guy's wagon.
Sure, you do so. He looks like he had like a little basket of something that he was bringing up to the gate, and now he's putting it back in sort of his carriage. He's sort of putting it back and tying it back on to a small wagon that's sort of pulled by, which is one horse, one large draft horse there.
Can I help you, friend?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Saw the way the Broken Crown were mistreating you. That's terrible.
Yes. Well, I was specifically asked to bring my wares, so it's a little frustrating when they won't let me in.
But the Broken Crown asked you to bring your wares, and now they're not letting you in.
No, Principal Attilius himself asked me to bring my wares.
Is he a principal of one of the districts, I assume?
2nd District, yes.
Principal Attilius?
Attilius, yeah. Attillius.
Spell it for me, sir.
And now they're all of a sudden not letting you in.
Well, they can't get a hold of Attilius, and I can't let in without him, so I'm screwed.
Is that customary, not being able to get a hold? Are you from Tuktu?
No, I'm from Katil, up north.
Where's Katil?
If you look on your map, the
big
you
one?
just received, no, you're
the little
routes
one.
north. Yep. If you look at the first route, the yellow route, Katil is right in the sort of lake there, the sort of large lake.
Sick. What is Principal Attilius looking for in some way? I know this feels like an inquiry. I'd love to help if I can.
Why?
Because I myself am trapped and kept out of Tuktu at this moment, and I'd like to help anyone I can.
And you think you can get me in there?
Potentially. Let's compare notes.
Give me a persuasion check.
That one!
That seems appropriate.
What notes do you have, sir?
He looks you over and he just sort of, he's not trying to be rude to you, you've given him sort of no impression that you're not wearing any garb of the people who are allowed in and out, the Broken Crown, anything. That sort of gives you sort of a look over, and I promise I appreciate the gesture, but I'd really just like to be on my way since I cannot get into the 2nd District.
That's fair, friend. All right. Can I see what he's transporting?
Give me a perception check.
Come on, dice. 9.
9. The only thing you can see is that when he sort of brought his thing up and pushed it in, you heard like a little clink, 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 clink. Bottles or something. You don't know what, but vials or bottles, glass that are sort of making a clinking noise. That's the only thing you could hear.
All right, is he traveling with anyone?
No, he looks alone. He's got the horse and the wagon and just him, as far as you can tell.
Okay. I'm going to... I'm just so I'm not standing next to him while I'm scoping this out. I want to sort of, walk a distance, but sort of keep my eye on where he's going.
He seems like, he had the horse kind of hitched up just so he could walk over to the Broken Crown. Now he's unhitched it, and it looks like he's sort of guiding the horse generally in the direction to the west. So you don't know if he's about to leave town now, but sort of down the road to the west.
I see. I see. From a distance, I'll sort of be
pulling his draft horse along, and sort of stubbornly kicking up dirt.
Yeah, I just want to sort of see where if he's walking that way. I'll sort of just, as I'm about to leave, friend, one last thing.
Yes.
I know. I'm about to go speak myself with Principal Tonnis. Is there anything you'd like me to pass along about, see if I can get in touch with Attilius for you?
You're friends with Principal Tonnis?
I'm going to check in on him, yes.
Make a deception check.
God.
Okay. All right. 15.
Oh, he's warmed up now.
There we go.
Perhaps, if you were able to get a line to Principal Tonnis, I'd like it to be known that I'm here with the goods for Principal Attilius.
And your name is?
Neelam.
And I should just say, I'll get a little closer to him since he's being suspicious about
The goods.
And Principal Tonnis will know what I mean when I say the goods.
I hope if he consults Principal Attilius, that Attilius will know the name.
Yes, but if I were to speak to Principal Tonnis and Principal Attilius is not present, what should I tell Principal Tonnis you're bringing to him?
I'm not bringing Principal Tonnis anything, so if that happens, I'm screwed.
No, what should I communicate that you are bringing in if I need to convince him in some way that what you're bringing is important?
Potions of a powerful nature that he requested.
All right.
Drop that.
The goods.
If you think there's a realistic chance that you granted an audience with Principal Tonnis, Perhaps I'll stay in town for a few more hours.
All right, where can I find you then?
I don't know. Where is there around here to
There's
grab a drink?
there's a pub called Crespo's. They'll try and overcharge you.
Fine. We'll go to Crespo's.
All right. Give me a couple hours. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. He's sort of with a confused kind of... Looks like he's pulling the horse now a little bit further to the sort of northwest up towards Crespo's Tower. Where are you headed after that?
All right. I'm gonna head. How like this whole map? How long would it? How long does it take to traverse the whole thing? Like how big is this
Which
place?
way?
Like if I were to walk the entirety west or the entirety north-south, how long does it take?
North-south, like 20 minutes if you just walk the whole thing. Out into the farmland, it's pretty vast. I mean, it starts to add up there. It's condensed for the sake.
All right. Then I'm gonna.
There's
start,
a lot of
I'm gonna start heading over to Principal Thomas's place.
Okay, great. You start to head up in that direction. We'll say at this time, given that you're sort of around the Broken Crown Station, that's where Saphira was headed, you catch sight of Erland, given that you were looking for him.
I'm gonna kind of.
Wait.
Hiya. Do you think you could do me a quick favor?
Yes. Depends on how quick it is, but yes.
Very quick. Literally just want someone to run this to the Broken Crown checkpoint.
All right. Any reason you can't do this yourself?
Yeah, I just don't want them to ask who gave it to him for whatever reason. It's just that he doesn't want anyone to know that we're working with each other.
All right,
I'm just trying
okay.
to be discreet.
All right. All right.
You're still pretty close. You're not very
I'll drop it off. Where can I find you? Where are you going now?
I'm honestly not sure. I'm gonna see if he gets back to us at any point. I might try to get a message to Armand if that's possible. If you could ask, actually, if there's some kind of a courier service that would go into other districts. You know, if there's a way to get a message to someone who might be in another district.
All right.
I'm just
Okay.
You're welcome to read it. I'm sure you will.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Right now? You want me to read it right now?
You don't have to. It doesn't really have any. I'm just asking for a conversation.
All right. Okay, I'll run this over. I'll start walking over.
So no one is lined up sort of at the desk there.
I might walk over to it.
Real slow.
Yeah, like you're
Time.
like I didn't know you were gonna read that. Please.
Could have sealed it.
Could have tried to seal it.
Yeah,
That's true.
Who
That
cares?
was going to be
That
my
wax
first
seal.
question. Was it sealed?
There's no important information in there. Don't worry. I was not that stupid.
It's a worthless message. Read it, worthless people.
It says, I knew you were going to read this.
It says, "Hi, Erland, you shit."
Fuck you.
This was a test.
All right. Is the
Same guys there at the desk. There's no line.
Same.
Gordon Letter? Is this a place where I can deliver? Is this a courier? Is there a courier service to other districts?
Who's it for?
Well,
I will
this-
say that civilian inquiries have been put at a low priority.
This one is specifically for a high-ranking member of the Broken Crown. Actually, this is for Lieutenant Colonel Massive of the Broken Crown.
I don't believe he's here.
You know,
feel as if I would know.
you know of Lieutenant Colonel Massive.
Yes.
I was instructed to deliver this to him.
I also don't believe that Lieutenant Colonel Massive is still a member of the Broken Crown.
Huh.
It appears your information's a little outdated.
So it does. So if I were to give this to you, you'd have no way of giving this to him?
If I knew where he was, I could say I could try, but I honestly do not.
How long ago did he retire?
Years ago.
All right. Is there a courier service in between districts at this moment? Sorry.
Like I said, yes, but low priority for civilian courier services.
All right. Thank you again.
Sure.
Do
Do you want to give me the note?
Sure, have the note.
I'll place it in the reserves for the Broken Crown if Massive stops by for some reason.
All right. Okay. Good. I saw a sort of inbox, I suppose you have.
We have Broken Crown sort of somewhere where we keep any notices for the Broken Crown.
Sure. Sure. I'm just a messenger in this instance, so sure.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes. He takes the note.
I'm gonna Was I far enough away that Saphira is now out
She
of
didn't
sight?
hear that
didn't
conversation.
hear
No,
that. I
no,
was far
she
away.
could see you, but
Okay,
definitely
great.
couldn't hear that conversation.
So I'm gonna walk back over to her. Low priority for civilian inquiries into other districts.
I mean, okay. We could still, I guess, try to send a message to him. The only thing I would say is, I'm passing through town. You know,
So-
if you needed something.
So your hope in delivering this to the Broken Crown was that he's working here at this particular moment?
No, it's not. It's that someone could maybe get a message to him. No, I know he's not here.
And you think that dropping it off at the Broken Crown checkpoint is going to allow you to do that in some way?
Are you talking about Massive or Armand?
Massive. I'm talking about
Okay.
Massive.
Yes. Now I honestly don't remember if Massive in our conversation told me that he was retired. I don't think he did. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to double check that I wasn't forgetting something really
I think
big
the
because
only
I don't
person
remember.
Who heard something about that was Orba
Okay.
At the
at
Wall for
the
Wine
Mall
Tasting.
for Wine Tasting.
Okay, no. Well, I mean, he works for them, so I figured that would be a good shot.
Actually,
I
I'm
don't
going to
think it
retract
was
that.
me.
I believe it was when you
Yeah.
ran into Armand's husband. At
That's
the
why I was
Mall
surprised
for Wine
you did
Tasting.
that.
Armand's husband
Should I-
mentioned that he was retired now and no
Yeah.
longer
Did you see
worked.
my face fall when you were like, Orba knows that? And I was like,
Yeah, and
No,
you're
you're
like,
right. That I was
sure,
thinking that
so-
people were out on the
So
floor.
I should know that he was retired. Okay.
You definitely have heard that
Okay.
supposedly he's retired. Yeah.
Not from
well, we thought
not
his
from
wife-
his mouth.
Not from
Yeah.
Not from us.
And when we just for like clarification, when we saw him back in like episode 4 or 5, he was in a Broken Crown tent, surrounded by Broken Crown people.
Yes.
He clearly has still a lot of friends within the Broken Crown.
Yeah,
But
okay.
as far as his husband believes, he's not a member of the Broken Crown.
And this
And
one.
as far as this guy,
that dude.
okay,
Look, he knows people in the. That's better than, I don't know, handing it to another courier. I don't know where he is right now, so that's the best I've got.
so the gentleman I just spoke to at the Broken Crown informed me that that Lieutenant Colonel Massive is no longer Lieutenant Colonel Massive. He is retired Massive.
Okay.
Was this something you knew?
Yes. I mean, look, that doesn't mean that he's useless. Retired doesn't mean, you know, I've fucked off entirely and I know nothing anymore.
No, and all right. Regardless, he has some sort of influence. Regardless, I
Well,
dropped the envelope
yes.
off. He's not here. No one's seen him here, unless that gentleman was lying to me, which he would
I
have no
doubt
reason to
it.
do, I suppose. All right. Okay.
I mean, do you have a better idea?
I don't. No, I didn't know he was retired. I was interrogated by him. I was led to believe that he was a lieutenant colonel.
You were interrogated? Were you interrogated by someone?
Yes.
Okay, well...
Thinking, and if I remember correctly, I sort of saved your skin.
What do you mean? Okay, thank you for taking the message over.
Look, regardless, it doesn't matter now. It's been dropped off. Is there anything else you need?
I mean, no, if it's low priority, I mean, I suppose we can write a message to Armand and see if it gets to him at some point, but I doubt that this is, I mean, maybe this is just not the time that we're going to be able to see him.
As much as I would like to speak with Armand as well, I don't know how to find him.
I mean...
Do you know what district Armand is waiting for you in?
You don't know specifically. I mean,
no.
one could make a reasonable guess that he might be in the first or second, given that those
Yeah.
are the prominent, sort of wealthy or sort of powerful districts. But
I mean, if I had to throw a rock, it would be at 1 or 2. But you know, that's my best guess. I have no idea beyond that. I don't think us trying to sneak in is necessarily, I mean, worth it. I don't know if we want to get ourselves into that kind of trouble. I just wanted to I wanted to make sure that I made my way down here, at least sent him something and tried to make contact. If the city's shut down, there's hardly anything I can do about that. I'm sure my favour that I owe him can wait.
Alright. Alright. Well, I have an errand to run.
Okay, well, I suppose I can draft up a message and try to get it to him.
Armand, I suppose so. I'm willing to bet if you... perhaps if you asked around it, if you found the shadiest possible pub or shadiest possible corner of this district, and asked a few people, I'm sure, given that he is a people person, probably might know someone.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I could. I'm not sure he'd really...
And he's not a criminal, he's not doing anything illegal. It wouldn't be... Worst case scenario, word would get to him that you're looking for him, and that's something he wants. It's something that I might not do, because I don't think he wants to talk to me, even though I'd like to talk to him.
Yeah. Alright, well, I guess I'll poke my head round then.
Alright. Good luck, Saphira.
Thank you.
I'm going to start heading north.
Great. Heading towards
Thomas's.
Thomas's house. Great. We'll go back to Crespo's for a moment. Graven and Bazaar have made their way back to Crespo's tavern. Now, are you heading back to the shed? Are you going into the sort of bar proper?
I guess we don't know what happened with the bracers yet.
No, you don't. When you left, Orba was just starting to work on that.
Without knowing, I think what's going on in there, I think I would go first to the shed.
Straight to the shed. Great. You go around back. You don't have to walk through the bar to get there. You walk around back to the shed. Doors closed.
Knock.
Yes.
I'm gonna open the door.
Is it open? You
Yeah,
could
it
have
is
locked
open.
it. Okay, great. Pushes it open. You see Orba with all her papers, kind of. She looks like she's mid working on.
Sorry.
No, don't speak.
I mean, I can talk.
Exchange some words. Yeah.
Okay.
You just can't like stop what you're doing
Right.
and go do something else. But yeah, you could have a brief.
Oh, hi.
Hello, I can see what you're doing is important. We'll come back.
Are you okay?
No worries. I just wanted to see if I should take the chest yet, but we can talk about it later.
Oh, yeah, there's fancy things in it.
We'll discuss it later.
Okay, sorry.
Good luck.
How long will you be?
Yeah, I was about to ask how.
We'll say you're a little over halfway through at this point.
I'll be done in maybe an hour or so.
Okay.
Okay.
And just as you're closing the door, you see Orba like going back. Now it's practicing the moves. Close the door.
She's studying. I don't know if you know any magic users, but it's a delicate process.
I understand. Don't want to interrupt.
Yes.
Should we go over to the bar?
Yes. I'm not sure who's going to be here on the early afternoon, but
Could find some interesting characters.
it doesn't hurt. Yes.
Go back into the bar, open it up. Crespo's there with his wife. The two of them look like they're in the process of maybe prepping food for some of the sort of more trafficked meal times, chopping, throwing some things into a boiling pot. And you see two people at the sort of tables, separate from each other. They don't seem like they're there together. One of them appears to be a guy that was there before. You don't know this, but it looks like it was the guy that Erlen spoke to. So one of the people that was there last night is here now.
Teller?
Teller, yeah.
My dude, Teller.
Well, we know that Crespo here likes money, so if you're willing to part with even a little bit of it to loosen him up, I bet you he would tell you anything.
You might be right. But he does have a steep price usually. Maybe I'll try not offering the money, and if he makes me the money, then maybe I'll.
All right.
I guess I'll just go and ask him first.
He's up at the counter. He looks like he's chopping some vegetables. Oh, good to see you again.
How you doing?
Glad you're staying for another night.
I'm sure. It's a nice spot.
Thank you. Until recently, it was rare that we got a lot of travelers coming through, so it's nice to have some new faces.
Of course, glad we can help keep up shop. What you making?
Well, just getting things ready for dinner time.
Excellent. Well, maybe we'll be back for something to eat.
I hope so.
Everyone's just like staring at his arm, like.
Mr. Crispa, I was looking for a couple friends here.
All right.
Have you ever met a Todd Oquindo?
Todd Oquendo, yes, I know the name.
Do you know where he is at the moment?
I believe he's out of town, actually.
Oh, He never told me.
Does that seem...
Make an insight check.
Sniping insight checks from around BZ.
Didn't even get there yet.
15.
15.
Oh.
He came back with it very quickly. Seems like he was honest about it.
Graven just comes out from behind
Do you-
the shoulder.
Do you know where he went?
I'm not sure, no, but he's a sort of event planner for wealthy people of Tuktu, so it's possible he's off on one of his events.
Got it. And my other friend of mine, Raz Pugh?
Yes.
Do you know where he lives around here?
I do. And he describes the location. It's number 1.
Number one!
Right next
Got a full
to
set.
Stoddard Farms there.
Oh.
You guys don't know that Stoddard Farms still.
No,
I guess
we
we
don't.
don't.
You don't.
Yeah, I'm not writing this down.
I,
It confuses me that I know it.
Wouldn't visit Mr. Pugh unless you have a reason to do so.
Why might that be?
He's not terribly fond of visitors that aren't friends of his. He runs in circles like the gentle void. He kind of says that like it's some big conspiracy, but you know the gentle void like operates not in secret.
Interesting.
Has he gotten himself into any trouble?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he is gentle void. Just does a lot of work with the gentle void.
I see. Well, and he's currently home, you believe?
As far as I know, I don't know for sure, but
Does he live alone?
I believe he does, yes.
What does he do for a living now? I knew him some years ago.
Well, he owns a considerable bit of farmland, but I believe he's also a moneylender.
I see. Well, thank you very much.
Yes. You wouldn't happen to want a little sampling, would you?
How much would a sampling be?
Oh, well, sampling of good information, 2 silver.
Are you hungry, Graven?
I suppose.
Sure, Mr. Crespo.
1 for each of you?
I think we'll share one.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like he kind of just got finished. It's like piping hot, boiling in the bowl. He sort of brings it over, slides it across. Glad that we could find common ground.
Of course. Here you go. Thank you for your help.
He goes back to his business.
Once we go and sit down.
Yeah.
I seem to have misunderstood that last exchange.
What do you mean?
I thought he had more information for us for silver.
Oh, I thought he meant we.
It was a little more, I'd like a little tip for my...
Yeah.
I see.
So at least we got some food out of it.
I suppose.
And if we ever need more information, I'm sure he'd be willing to help since we are willing to pay him. Well,
Would you like to head over to Raz's to investigate?
sure. Did you want to stop by and tell him about the ring?
Oh, yes.
Harvest. What a buzzkill.
We can do it afterwards if you like.
Yes, I'm not looking forward to it.
We can put.
Let him get some good rest before we go back.
Sure. Then let's head over.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming with me.
of course.
You guys head in the direction of Raz's place. Great. You guys start to move in that direction. Saphira, where were you headed after speaking?
I kind of want to wander around. Is there other than Crespo's, there's not a hangout really? Is there?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's 9. Let me see. 9.
9. There certainly isn't any other tavern or, even Crespo's isn't really an inn, but nothing really to that effect.
Sad.
There seems to be some sort of, again, it has a very neighborhood feel to it, so there are groups of people chatting here and there sort of in front of houses, in the streets, because there's not nearly as much traffic as what you're accustomed to, through the main streets of Mokmu. There's little gatherings of people here and there, but no real...
Can I kind of stop a little group of people?
Sure. There's a couple hanging, sort of leaning against a fence, sort of next to a house. It seems like a group of neighbors or something that are just sort of having a chat.
Hiya, I'm sorry to trouble you. I was just passing through. I'm a traveller. I have a friend of mine. I just wanted to know if you knew him. I think he might live in the 1st or 2nd precinct. His name is Armand Valiant.
They kind of look at each other. Yes, we know who Armand Valiant is.
Oh, brilliant. Do you know if I could get a message to him somehow?
Not unless you know someone. Are you friends with one of the principals?
Just Armand is my only friend at the moment.
Armand is your friend, and you thought that people wouldn't know who he was. Do you know what he does?
No, I mean, that's why I'm asking.
Well, besides the Broken Crown and the City Watch, some of the Gentle Void are the only ones that travel between precincts.
Okay, you don't think they'd be willing to carry a message, do you?
Are you willing to pay?
Yeah, maybe. Depends on the amount.
Then they might be willing to take a message.
Okay, do you happen to know anyone that I might be able to...
Raz Pugh, maybe?
Alright, do you don't... Where is he? Do you know?
Just grabs the location.
Okay.
It's number 1 on your map.
I just wanted to make sure Okay, alright, cheers, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Enjoy tip 2. What of it you can look at.
Yeah, cheers.
Go back to their business. Straight there? Are you going somewhere else first?
No, I think I wanna come to... I wanna tell Erland and Orba about this, so I think I'll go... I don't know where...
You don't know where Erland's headed
Erland was headed, but I'll go back to the shed and hang out with Orba for a minute until she finishes her... I'm just gonna kind of quietly...
Sneaks into the door,
Yeah,
closes it,
like,
sits.
trying not to disturb her.
And Erland, we wander over to the residence of Principal Thomas, as it's been sort of directed to you. And as you sort of approach, he doesn't seem to be really worried about any kind of... You've seen government buildings and people who work sort of in power have very obvious sort of flourished houses. It's pretty basic. It's bigger than some of the houses in the area. It looks like it has 2 floors. There's a nice balcony on the 2nd floor. But otherwise seems to blend in with the houses. He doesn't seem to be trying to sort of advertise his status among the people of the 4th District. There are 2 guards in blue and silver and yellow. Silver and yellow outside of the house, standing sort of at the staircase leading up to the house.
Okay. Is it the kind of house that you can walk all the way around, or is it part of like a row of houses?
You could walk all the way around it.
All right,
it's tight next to 2 houses next to it, but then there's 2 roads. So yeah, if you made like a wide U-turn.
Right. I want to like do a full scope of the house. I know there are the 2 guards in front by the door.
Yep.
I want to do like a full scope of the house to see if there are any other doors, basements, open windows, closed windows, things I can climb.
Give me an investigation check.
Ooh, 16.
16. There's only, in terms of entrances, just the front door that you can see. There's definitely windows on the 1st and 2nd floor. It looks like most of the windows, definitely all of the 1st floor ones, have like shutters that are currently shut. The house looks like someone is not home. It doesn't look like, sort of someone's moving about inside. There's no light coming from inside. And in terms of sort of climbing inside, there's no lattices or anything like that. But like I said, the 2 homes are close enough up next to it that you could kind of possibly scoot your way up.
Scoochity scooch.
And is there anything easier? Like, what would that get? Is there anything easier on the 2nd floor? Is there like a balcony that might have like a sort of...
Like I said, there's like a big porch, sort of open balcony area on the 2nd floor. So like...
Oh, but that okay, I see.
Yeah.
So that's on the 2nd floor. So
similar to like, if you remember the operations depot at Lake Golconda, there was like, at the top floor, there was an inside portion and then like a big porch balcony area. It looks like that.
Okay, and so there's a door leading inside in theory.
It looks like it, yeah. I mean, you can only see kind of the top of it, but it looks like there's a door leading out there. Yeah.
It's like mid-afternoon right now, yeah? Okay, cool.
Past mid-afternoon.
I am... And this is firmly out of sight of the guards where I am right now, yeah?
Oh, yeah, you're...
like, in between the houses?
I mean, yes, they... If you made a little bit of noise, they would literally be going like this to look around the corner. Like, it's not... It's not like a big distance from them to theoretically where you are.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go up to the front door.
Sure. Someone kind of standing right there.
This is the residence of. This is the residence of Principal Tonus, yes?
It is, yes, but Principal Tonus is not in right now.
Does that seem true? Does it seem like he's not?
Make an insight check.
Come on.
11.
It does, as far as you can tell.
Okay. Damn it. I'm here to transport goods for Principal Attilius, but we're having trouble getting to him, obviously, in the 2nd District, and I thought if I could speak to Tonus, there'd be some sort of way we could communicate with Attilius, letting him know that goods he ordered have arrived. Is there any way to do that?
If Principal Tonus returns, you could speak with him, but he right now is at a meeting with the other principals.
In one of the other
In
districts,
the
I
1st
assume?
district, I believe.
How long is that meeting supposed to last?
We don't know.
How long has it been gone?
He left day before yesterday.
All right, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk away.
Let's take a little stroll.
Can I, as just any random person that passes?
Sure.
Just excuse me.
Yes.
Is there any place where you can buy sort of magical items, goods and such?
Not in the 4th, I'm afraid.
Not
No.
in the 4th. All right. Thank you.
He looks around. You could try Raspew.
Oh my god.
Who's this?
Everyone's
Who's this
aware.
Rasputin?
Yes.
He's does a lot of business with the Gentle Void. I don't have a problem with the Gentle Void. Some people do.
Does he have Remind me, is buying potions illegal?
No, not. I mean, he just. The implication is that sort of maybe he's selling them to the Gentle Void, which for some people is not a big deal, but
Okay,
for
I
some
see.
people doing business with the Gentle Void.
So Raspew, on occasion, said it sells potions, magical items to the Gentle Void, you said?
I think
Raz.
poisons specifically.
Poisons. Alright. And I'll walk away. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna
Think
walk.
for a moment.
I'm gonna walk. No,
Okay.
no, don't
Don't
need
think.
it. I'm gonna.
Don't
Not
do
thinking
it.
here.
I'm gonna walk around
Go
the
with your
block.
gut.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening here. I'm gonna go around the block and sort of circle into that alleyway that I was at
Here
before.
he goes.
How high is the second floor?
I mean, it's a story, so it's like
floor up.
There's a jail
it's
in the
like probably
front.
to the windowsill, maybe 11, 12 feet.
11, 12 feet. Remind me, fall damage is how much per 10 feet is it?
Well, you have. the
I
ability
have
to-
reduces damage by 20. But
Yeah, it definitely would not, given your ability. to do
Okay,
any
great.
damage, yeah.
Little light on your feet.
1d6 bludgeoning for every 10 feet you fall.
And a climbing kit, I assume, would make a lot of noise if I were to try and throw it over the lattice.
Would definitely make noise in attempting to climb.
Great.
yeah.
Here we
Okay.
go.
All right, I'm gonna sort of put a foot up in the hand, and I'm gonna start trying to shimmy my way up.
Give me a stealth check for
Slippery
yourself.
little monk.
That push.
At it again.
Ooh, baby.
9.
9. As soon as you sort of put
Oh,
your foot up, the shingles on the house are a little old, and as soon as you put a foot, it makes like a
And I'm gonna run.
and you start to run, and you can hear a little, hey! Doesn't sound like anyone's chasing. He didn't see you, like, on the side. He just heard a noise and then someone kind of moving about. So he's not chasing you, but yes.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Worth a shot, buddy.
Good job.
And then I come back around
Dice
and
have been
Shoot your shot.
very, very poor to me today.
Dice have been great.
Okay, how long do you say it would take me to get to, I guess I didn't ask where Rasputin was. Or
Rasputin.
Mr. Pew.
Raspberry Pew.
I guess I didn't ask where Rasputin was.
You know.
Okay. I'm going to.
We can, if you'd like to ask around about him.
I'm actually gonna pop back to Crespo's before I check in on that anyways.
Great. You head back to Crespo's. Orba, during this time, we'll
Yeah.
say that as
Damn
has
it.
passed, you have finished the learning of the first spell. Is there a next one you're going into, or are you now sort of
Well,
turning your attention elsewhere?
Saphira.
Saphira has returned
Yeah,
during this time.
she's
No one
very
else
patient-
has.
Very patiently. Done.
Oh, brilliant.
I did it.
What'd you learn?
Something that will hopefully keep me more protected in fights.
Oh, well, brilliant.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, that's great.
That's my favorite.
Sarah kind of like looks at the spell. She doesn't know what she's looking at.
The
But she's
notation.
like, it means nothing to me. She's like, Sarah.
You did such a good job.
Good job.
Graven and the Bizarra had stopped by for a quick second, and I told them when I would be done.
Okay.
Because they wanted to see the chest and the updates on the chest.
Oh, right.
How are things going with you?
I have a lead on possibly how to get a message to Armand, but it involves going to see someone from the Gentle Void, so I'd rather not go alone.
Oh, okay, yes, that sounds spicy. Okay. Yes, we can do that.
Yeah, his name is Raz Pugh, and I can kind of describe to her, like, where...
Okay. So he's just a Gentle Void fellow?
Yeah, I stopped someone on the street. It seems that the Gentle Void moves in and out between precincts, and it seems they're one of the only groups that's allowed to move between precincts, so if anyone can get a message to Armand, it's probably this guy. So,
Okay.
hopefully,
Yes. Also, if that Harvestling Ether fellow, is a mage of any kind, which if he is like Kohar, who was in Mukmu, if he is a mage of some circumstance, he might have a way of using magic to get the message as well, I realize.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But I do not know the caliber of
At
his
least he
skill.
might even know if Armand is even in Tuktu at the moment, which I'm assuming that he is, but he could not be, so.
Well, alright. Shall we go now?
Yeah, sure, I don't know where Roland got off to, so.
Do you want to wait for him? I have other spells I could learn.
I don't know how, we're gonna lose daylight. I do want to try to get this message to Massive as soon as possible, but I think it's better if we all go together, so I guess we'll
Not that much
hang
time.
out
That's
for a
probably
minute.
2:30, 3 o'clock, so you got some time for
Whatever you
tonight.
want.
I'll wait for him for a moment. If he doesn't show in the next few minutes, we can head out, yeah?
Oh, okay.
You guys wait there. Are you attempting to study anything during
No,
this
she
time?
said the next
Okay,
few minutes,
great.
so I'll just wait.
And we will go over.
Let us walk around there. Good work, man.
You do a bit of backtracking along the main road that leads towards the Chiite Woods. And now in the daylight, you're able to appreciate the vast acreage of farmland. Sturdy wooden fences separating properties of cultivated earth, rows of organized crops. You can imagine that while the lockdown has added an element of stress to the farmers' ability to sell within the city, they're thankful not to be cooped up within the walls. Many of them going about business as usual. You see people plowing, planting, picking. You veer off to the left at a dirt road that branches out from the main. A wooden sign planted there with a number of names indicating the properties accessible by this route. Princeton, Warner, Tierney, Haldor, and finally, Pugh. Next to each is a sparse set of directions to get you to the right place. And next to Pugh's name, you see first right, first left, first left. That's all it says.
Well,
I guess we
we'll make our way.
follow
Now,
the directions.
I don't expect you to tell me all of your intents with him, but I imagine you are looking for some chess pieces still?
Yes. And honestly, I don't know what he's going to ask of me.
Are you ready to... I don't know, we saying that we don't want to stay in the city for too long. If there's a project that you don't
require-
want to take on, do you think it's worth accepting anything and just saying you'll do it?
I guess I have to play the part, so if he... I mean, I can always say it's not for me, but I don't know what he could do in return.
Right.
It's kind of a...
If you think, I don't know what kind of man this is, but if you think that there's any way we can get it out of him by force, or I have magic at my disposal that I could force him to tell us the truth. It wouldn't force him to speak, but he could not tell a lie in our presence.
That sounds completely useful.
Let me know.
Yes, absolutely. I will see what he has to say, and if we need to think of another tactic, we use him.
All right, I'll follow your lead.
Thank you.
Fast friends over there.
I guess.
Lying brings people together.
Doesn't it?
Did we say anything about lying?
Yeah, we're not lying. We don't want him to lie.
You follow the directions to Mr. Pugh's property, and it takes a little longer than you'd expect. But the atmosphere is quite serene, so you take a moment to enjoy this peaceful trek. You wouldn't know from a distance, but a closer look at Raz's estate, once you get close, makes it clear that he's more money than your average 4th Precinct farmer. The fence around his perimeter is more robust, and the rails look to have hand-carved designs with animal imagery. Foxes, birds, fish. Nothing that means anything to you, just looks intricate, ornate. Given the size of the plot, this would have been quite expensive if he didn't do it himself, and a curious display for somewhere that doesn't receive a lot of foot traffic, unless you're specifically looking for it. The main house, that has a stone walkway leading up to it from the edge of the property, looks relatively newly constructed, of a reddish-tinted timber, and the ground is more of a pasture quality than a cultivated one. It looks like Raz is involved in animal husbandry, specifically sheep. You can see a few packs of them sort of grazing, wandering about the property. It looks like you won't need to knock even before setting foot on the path. On the front porch, a half-orc man is facing away and in the process of installing new shutters onto a large window, hammer in hand, pounding away at the frame. He has a thin torso, but strong arms, big mitts of hands that make the hammer look dainty in his grip, a sharp jaw, and a pronounced widow's peak at the tip of his short tousled hair. And the noise that he's making as he's sort of hammering away covers the sound of your approach, if you wish it to, at least up to a certain point. You can hear the sort of as he bangs away on the shutters.
Here we go.
Start to a little bit of crunching beneath your feet in this little sort of mixture of stone, kind of gravel walkway, small stones. How close do you get before you say something, or what do you do?
He's up on like the porch.
Yeah, there's like a little porch in front of his house.
So
He's
I'm just
on the
gonna-
porch.
Not go up to the porch, but down on the bottom. Yeah.
You're able to get that far, and he doesn't seem to hear your approach. Keep.
Mr. Pugh?
He turns around. You see his face. And for a moment, he kind of puts the hammer down, and he takes a couple steps towards you, down off the porch. One step, another. And there's a stump kind of near the front, and a number of chopped logs nearby that looks like here's where he splits wood for fire or something. And he grabs the handle of the axe, and he pulls it free. He doesn't hold it up, but he has it in his hand. And he takes another step towards you. You're still probably 20, 25 feet apart. Did Frank send you? Because if he did, this isn't going to play out the way you think it is.
No.
Make a persuasion check.
What?
11.
Looks you over for a moment. And he swings the axe up and sort of puts it up on his shoulder, across his back. I don't know you. Speak.
I've come to ask you about certain pieces.
Pieces of what?
And I'm going to step closer.
Sure. He doesn't react at all.
Searching for chess pieces, sir.
He looks at you for a moment. And he takes the axe and he sticks it back into the stump. What is this? Almost nobody around here knows that I'm a state club. Yet all of a sudden, I'm getting propositioned by multiple EC wannabes. Who's giving out my name?
Multiple.
A couple of days ago, another man came asking, same as you. Now, I'm not normally one for doling out chess pieces as payment. I think there's already too many members as it is. I almost have my entire set still. But I got a problem. that I normally go to the Gentle Void with, if not for the lockdown making the good ones difficult to find. I proposed a trade, but I told him up front it's not a one-man job. He said he'd get back to me when he could get some recruits. Now I find out this morning that he went and got himself arrested. And now you show up at my door. Are you with him?
I'm not.
Awful coincidence, wouldn't you say?
I say it's lucky for both of us.
What do you want?
I want to be able to find the pieces for you.
Who's this?
Friend of mine. Unlike the other gentlemen, I have people who can already help me.
Look, I don't care who does it. No update on when the end of the lockdown might be. I ain't particularly inclined to wait till the GV's available again. I'll offer you the same thing I offered him. You take it or leave it. No negotiation.
What is it?
I don't know what you know about me, but I'm a moneylender. I have a good reputation, and I like it that way. When my clients fall behind on payment, I always try to work it out. Extensions, plans, ways to work it off. I'd rather get my money than make a mess of trouble. But there are occasionally those who would seek to abuse my understanding. And it's those times I must resort to forceful repossession. A farmer that used to live around here, named Bodie, refused to be reasonable regarding his payments. And in recompense, I broke onto his property. And I took a dozen of his goats.
Okay.
Because it was dark, I didn't get a good look at him until the next day. And when I did, I could tell there was something wrong with him. Sunken eyes, oily fur, and they moved about, stumbling like they was drunk. I kept them locked up in a storeroom beneath the barn out back, hoping that Bodie would just pay me the damn money and I could give him back. But he skipped town. And a couple of days later, I saw some nasty creatures slipping into my barn. If I had to guess, I'd say they were Dolgaunts, which you don't hear about much unless you're deep in the Ackley Grove. They're warped and corrupted goblins, and they must have sensed these tainted goats from miles away. I barricaded up the barn as best I could, but they make horrible sounds at night. And I don't want them attracting any more of their kind. So I need to get rid of them, sooner rather than later.
You need to get rid of the goats.
The Dolgaunts, who have come for the goats. I don't know if the goats are still alive, and I don't care.
I see. And where did you say they come from?
Dolgaunts, usually native to the Ackley Grove. There's dark magic there that corrupts. They usually don't come out this far. Like I said, I think the goats call to them somehow.
The goats still live.
I don't know.
So the task is to destroy them.
Yeah.
Do you care about what happens to the goats?
No. I prefer my barn doesn't get destroyed.
I see.
Like I said, I wouldn't go in there thinking you can do this alone, even with two. They're nasty beasts. I'd also need to lock the barn from the outside once you go in. If you come pounding and screaming, I'll open up as quick as I can, but I can't leave it ajar and risk letting the Dolgaunts out. I won't have blood on my hands that didn't sign up for it.
Do you know how many there are?
I didn't get a good look. At least 3, maybe more.
You've never seen a goat like this.
The goat looked mostly fine, from a casual glance. They had some kind of madness in their eyes. Like I said, they stumbled around some.
This Boyd. Would there be any reason that he would have myconid extract?
I don't know. You think he was feeding it to the goats?
I don't know.
Sounds suspicious.
There's plenty of dark magic that ain't making it, but if you think it is, maybe.
So if we destroy them...
I got a rook for you.
Alright.
Perhaps we should. This is something we should prepare for a little more and then come back.
We have others here with us.
That's fine by me. Like I said, it's rather timely. If you don't want to do it, I'll try and find someone else who does.
I will get back to you in no time, sir.
Alright.
Thank you.
You didn't know the other guy.
I did not. I don't know anyone else that's searching for pieces.
What was his name?
Callum. Callum Averill. It's just fucking weird.
Did he say how many pieces he already had?
He didn't. I didn't ask.
Okay. Thank you again.
Turn to go.
Guess we're starting to walk down the path in the opposite way.
I think that these goats are maddened by some kind of myconid product.
I believe so as well. Do you think the others would be willing to help?
Some sick goats and some dark. Would I know if I've heard of those?
Dual gaunts.
Dual gaunts?
Give me a nature check.
Nature.
Yeah, they had.
Dual.
Dole, D-O-L, gaunt, G-A-U-N-T.
Nature check, baby.
16.
Oh.
The information that he had was sparse but accurate as far as you remember. They are goblins or goblin-type creatures that have been corrupted by some kind of dark magic. They've sort of lost some of their intelligence. There's a little bit of madness and mania about them.
I like that.
Little things.
They're, halfling size, maybe slightly smaller than halfling.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're like a few
goblin-esque.
feet tall. Yeah.
Not like little imps.
No, they're not.
goblins,
They're like small humanoid figures.
Yeah.
And they're known for sort of that madness drives them to sort of feast on flesh. They have almost kind of a vampiric quality about them where they're constantly sort of hungry, thirsting for
God, what's my spell?
Well, these Dolgunts could be dangerous to the surrounding area. Could frame it as cleaning up the town.
That sounds fine to me. Well, does that mean you're in?
Sure.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right. That didn't go as badly as I anticipated.
I guess not everyone's out to kill us.
Not yet, anyway. Should we?
Well, let's go back and see if Orba's finished. Maybe we can take the chest to the Broken Crown now.
Okay.
So we'll go back to Crespo's, and Erland has arrived with Orba and Saphira still there.
Oh, hi. I have a lead, actually. Massive.
Oh,
Stopped someone on the street. They recommended that I go see a guy named Raz Pugh who's in the Gentle Void and can maybe get a message to him. So that's what I was planning on doing. Figured we shouldn't go alone.
are we in the room with Orba right now? Is that
Yes.
Oh, yeah, great.
Just looking at the cuffs.
All right. That sounds good.
Did you find anything?
I have a lead on how to perhaps get into one of the other districts, but I don't quite know how to make it happen.
Okay,
There's a man
what
who's
kind of
actually here someone who's been hired by one of the principals in the second district to bring in some sort of powerful potions. But he can't get in touch with the principal, obviously, because they're in. I paid a visit to the principal in this district, but he's not here, supposedly, and so it's a dead end. But there's a gentleman waiting here, presumably for me. I told him I would try and help him get into the second district, but
Well, I suppose if anyone knows how to... If this Raz guy can get a message to Armand, maybe he can get a message to this, principal that you want to get a message to.
Perhaps.
I had also said that Harvest, the fellow we were delivering the ring to, if he is like his associate Kohar in Mukmu, perhaps he knows a kind of spell, a communication spell, where he can get the message to somebody. But you're thinking being smuggled in with these goods? Is that what you were thinking?
Yes, that's...
Well, do we want to be smuggled in among, dangerous potions that could be, I don't know, potentially Myconid-related?
I feel like
Is that a good idea?
I don't know, but I feel like any productive conversations I'm going to have in Tuktu are going to occur in one of the locked-off districts.
Well, it's worth a shot. Would you like...
I would say just briefly, there's lots of powerful potions that are not Myconid related.
Yeah.
Not that wouldn't be something that's possibly on your mind, but I would just say, like, if someone says they have particularly powerful potions, that definitely does not
Myconid,
necessarily mean Myconid. Yeah.
I mean... okay, I think then we have to go see this guy.
You think this Harvest would be able to perhaps
If he is
some
a mage,
sort of messaging spell?
perhaps there are some. So if he is a mage of some skill and he knows the spell, perhaps we could pay him to deliver a message.
That's
I
true.
don't know. But it's an option.
Are you still studying spells?
No, I learned a new one, and that's as far as I've gotten. It seems like we are getting busy now, so I will put a pause on it.
Alright, did you want to... This time is sort of the essence here. The man carrying the potions said he would only wait a few hours here, but...
Okay.
Did we want to go talk to Harvest and see if there was a way of communicating a message to Principal
I
Attilius?
suppose we could stop
Harvest or
quickly
Rescue,
and
who's
then...
closer?
Harvest, significantly.
Well, then let's run over to see
Oh, actually, I
Harvest.
don't know where Rasputin. Where's Rasputin?
Rescue is number one!
Great!
But yes, Harvest is significantly closer than Raz.
Well,
Number
why...
one? Sorry.
Yes, number one. Well, I feel like at least somebody should be here in case everybody... I told Graven and Bazaar when I would be done as well, so perhaps they'll be coming back at some point. Do you two want to go, or should I go? Somebody should be here, I think.
I don't know. Perhaps you should come with me only because you're familiar with spells in a way that Saphira and I aren't.
Okay.
So if any conversation about spells came up, I would be fairly in the dark.
Okay, we can. If these cuffs
Do you
are...
want me to stay here and keep those safe?
Well, these cuffs are really nice, but I feel like maybe we need the gold, so maybe we should just return the chest as is.
I'm willing to bet that the gold we're going to receive from the Broken Crown is not even close to what those are actually worth.
I'd have to agree with him.
Given
I think
that
if
they were
anything,
hidden.
you should ask Harvest if he can appraise these kinds of things, how much that might be worth. I'm not sure if that's his area of expertise, but...
I would suggest, frankly, you keep them for yourself or give them to the Goliath.
They might be useful.
If you're worried about money, I would say sell them in a town that's not Tuktu.
To be fair, we still can collect the bounty on this chest if we remove these items. I mean, in theory, we can say that's how we found it. They might not believe us, but,
So you're saying I should keep the nice thing?
I think so, yes.
I don't see why not.
I would say, and you would know this, you guys have run into a couple sort of experts in magic items. Fencing a magic item is not super easy. There's a lot of places that have no one who'd be willing to buy a magic item like that. So not that that isn't possible and that you wouldn't meet someone, but it's not like every town you go to is someone that's like, sure, I'll buy your magic item. It's definitely rare that you find someone that's willing to do that.
One
Okay.
And even with Do might not buy everything, might buy select items.
I also think, given what you've told us about that item, it would be very useful. I know you don't... I know none of us want you in combat, Tiefling, but...
But if I wanted to stab somebody, I could do it.
Well,
yes.
but
Or
I could do
if you
real
gave it to
good.
the Goliath, he would perhaps be more useful given that he sometimes needs to run into combat as well. Not that he isn't already.
That's true.
At the end.
Okay.
Alright. Shall we go speak to Harvest?
Okay, if they come by and they want the chest, tell them I'm keeping. Or
Okay.
Graven can keep, but they should turn in the remainder.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of sit down and
Sure.
guard
You do
stuff
so.
and wait.
Orb is just gonna, obviously not attuned, she's just gonna keep them in her bag.
Okay, we'll quickly follow Orba and Erland up to Harvest's house. You guys know where it is, but you had not been there before, so you get to the house. Again, you have the same sort of thing that struck Graven and Bizarre, that compared to the Langolierian community in Mukmu, this one is a little shabbier, a little sort of has a little less prestige about it. The house is a little dingier, and it's less sort of isolated in the way the Mukmu one was. They had kind of this nice little spot all to themselves, but the Tuktu ones are kind of spread throughout a little bit more.
Okay, let's go.
Frankly, I'll let you do most of the talking in
Okay.
terms of negotiating this.
Okay, yes, let's try. So I'll go up to the door, wrap it.
You hear like a little bit of sort of shuffling about. And,
Hi.
do I know you?
Mr. Lingeether?
Yes.
Oh, yes. I'm Orba. This is Erland. I believe you know our associates who helped deliver the ring yesterday.
You've come to give me my ring back.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I misled you, sir. I'm here of a selfish reason, actually. I don't know what they are up to. I haven't seen them.
Will you be able to get a message to them?
Absolutely, yes.
I've put together some funds from the neighboring Langolieren.
Okay.
We have 82 gold
82 gold?
for the ring, yes.
Okay. I can let them know that.
Alright.
Yes.
But you don't have it on you.
No, I do not, sir.
May we,
Sorry.
the Goliath and Halfling communicated a little bit to us, but why is it so important that you get the ring back?
Well, it's an item of great symbolism to the Langolieren here in Tuktu. Porter Senior was one of our most revered of the Langolieren in the Tuktu chapter.
We will, again, we don't personally have the ring in our possession. The Goliath, as I think you know,
You can see his kind of visible disappointment.
has it, but we will do our best to convince him to give it back to you. It seems fair.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. But for me personally, I was actually going to ask you, since I knew of Kohar in Mukmu, and I knew...
Yes.
Yes, I knew that he was slightly magically skilled, and I wasn't sure if maybe you possessed similar traits.
Yeah, Kohar has some skills, yes.
And how about yourself, sir?
Some. Yeah. Curse removal. I'm an authorized remover of bands of the benefactor, that sort of thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Would you by any chance possess any skills to send messages within the Tuktu distance? We're
So,
hoping to get in touch with
Message or sending, those kinds of spells.
something along those lines.
Unfortunately not, no.
Do you know of anybody who is so skilled in the fourth
The
precinct?
4th district? I'm sorry, I don't think so.
That's all right. We were trying to get in touch with a friend. It's becoming quite difficult, actually.
Yes, I know. It's very difficult. And any sort of civilian correspondence is it's very slow.
Yes, and we don't know how long we'll be able to stay in Tuktu, so... well, I apologize for interrupting. I will happily send the message, 82 gold.
82 gold, yes.
Yes.
Write that down. It's considerably more than I had before, so it's important that you know how much.
Of course.
Of course. How does he look? Does he look healed up from...
He doesn't look like he's like ailing wounded. He seems like he might have, if he had a healing potion, maybe used it or rested a bit. He seems a little haggard, definitely. A little restless sleep, but otherwise, like, he seems functional in health.
Okay, you don't think the ring poses a danger, do you?
No, I believe that after your friends exercised the spirit, I think that it's lost its potency. That is my belief.
Well, I am a wizard of a little skill, and I still detected some magic on it, actually.
Did you?
Yes, sir.
Enough to be dangerous?
Enough to possibly be reignited.
A risk I'd be willing to take.
What about the rest of Tuktu, sir?
I would make sure that all of the Langolieren here know what the ring is capable of.
It's a hard temptation with that kind of thing, you know? With a community like yours.
Yes, I'm sure that would be tempting for some.
And hard to explain. Why a ring cannot be reunited with its owner.
I agree. Yes, very difficult to explain.
Okay. Okay.
82.
82 gold.
82 gold.
Alright. Have a
you.
good evening, sir.
Yes.
Alright. I'll turn around and leave. He really wants that ring.
The veiled metaphors that you magic users speak in.
What do you mean?
Or just the... Will I be able to contain this? Is the ring... There's just so much convolution. It's frankly uncomfortable.
Erlen, you shoot bark out of your forearm.
At least that's straightforward. Shall we go back to Crespo's?
Okay.
And with everyone heading for a possible sort of meeting up with each other, that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh, goodness.
Possibly a little moment of
gosh,
reuniting
guys.
here at Crespo's Tavern, the shed in the back. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah.
Taking care of a little housekeeping, as well as 51.
Nothing like that big 51 milestone. That is the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen.
It's adorable.
I am obsessed.
You can keep it on the table for
We're
the
gonna carve a different gourd.
Yeah, every time. Next time it'll be a squash.
You're
I'm gonna try it real quick. We'll see if it.
Oh my god, you're lighting fire? I thought you had like an electric candle.
Should we try to turn the lights?
Can we turn off the lights?
that's
No,
still
I
lit.
Careful,
Still lit.
careful, careful, careful! God in heaven.
Oh, okay, I see that.
It's lit. I can see
There it is.
it. I can see it. It's definitely working.
September 27th. 28th. What fucking day is it?
Halloween and apple
Halloween.
season right now.
That's
Right
true.
now.
This is where you
Oktoberfest.
get your honey crisps.
That's true.
This is now.
This is now.
All right, everybody, we'll be right back. We'll take a little break,
Hey.
and then we'll see everybody
All right.
next
Thank you
time
so
and see what we
much.
get up to. All right.
Yay.
We're back,
Yeah,
everybody.
baby.
Welcome back.
Just in case anyone missed it, it's 51.
50 natural 1.
51st.
And we return to Crespo's Tavern. Where Erland and Orba make their way back from Harvest Langgater's house. And they return, they find... are you guys going to the bar portion, or are you going straight to the shed?
Shed, right?
Yeah, I'm going to
Great.
Saphira is
Back
back
to
shed.
the shed. Yep,
presumably,
that's
so,
where Saphira is waiting. Opens it up. You find Saphira waiting there.
Well, it wasn't really helpful.
Oh. Alright, well. Okay.
Graven and the Bazaar aren't here?
No, still nothing.
Okay. Well,
I don't want to leave this anywhere. I've kind of got the chest on my lap, and I'm like...
why don't we make our way to Razpu's? Let's take this...
Is it dangerous for you to wear the bracelets?
Possibly, and maybe
Oh,
somebody will be
okay.
able to see them. I won't gain any benefit from them until after
Oh no, I
Yeah.
just mean so that we're not likely to lose them.
Oh.
I mean,
I have them in my bag.
okay.
Well, why don't we...
Why don't we, on the way to Raz's, we can drop this off and collect the bounty?
Yes, I just don't know if Graven knows of anything we have to, like, mention, or, like, an identification. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not
I
a
don't
bounty
think
hunter.
that's the
I
way
don't think so.
bounties work. Don't you just claim the bounty?
Well, sure, I guess. Yes.
I've never done it before. So I
Yes.
don't know.
I'm the only one who knows. I have it. That's the whole process.
This is the special league.
Yes, it's kind of out of the way, the Broken Crown place. I mean, I can lock the shed if you want to leave it in the shed, or we take
I
it.
think that's a bad risk to take.
Let's return it first, and then
Alright,
there's
let's go
no
return it.
time crunch for Raspues.
As you guys are debating, we'll say that within a reasonable amount of time, Graven and Bizarre return
Okay.
to the shed.
Oh, hiya.
Hello.
Hello.
Where have you returned from?
Well, we turned in the
Yeah?
the bounty for the ring. Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
We were just saying we were thinking about going to return the bounty for the chest now.
Yeah.
Oh yes. What did you find?
Yes. So Orba's gonna take out the cuffs and explain it to Graven. It's probably just easier if you... But it seems like a magical item that either you or I would benefit from. And some people convinced me that maybe it's better if we hang on to them. And that's...
I would definitely say so. We're going to get at least 100 gold for just the case, maybe more.
Yeah.
Okay, we keep them. Well then... We turn in the chest with just the jewels.
Sure.
Alright. And then we were actually going to head to a gentleman's Raspu.
Yeah.
Graven to the side, all this is bizarre, like, oh.
Why do you have to go there?
That was something you wanted to do, Erwin?
There's some Saphira.
Saphira wanted to do.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
It's like we all. Yeah, I think if anyone, is going to be able to get a message to Armand, it would be him. The Gentle Void are the only people that, other than the Broken Crown, who are allowed in and out of the precincts. So I thought that he would be a good courier.
He is Gentle Void?
I don't.
Well, according to, I just stopped someone on the street. They had no reason to lie to me.
Well, I actually also went to his residence.
Oh, well, what's he like? Is he
And he's.
alright?
I don't think in the Gentle Void, he's just associated with them.
Oh, okay. I mean, either way, I just want him to get a message for me.
We may have a way to get some leverage with him if we do him a bit of a service.
What's he asking?
He's had a problem with a number of Dolgons.
Do I know? Does that?
nature check. I'm gonna say that's not familiar to anyone except maybe Bizarre. Maybe Saphira.
Maybe not. Maybe not, Saphira. 6.
6. You've heard the name before. That's not the first time you've ever heard that.
Useless.
Rumors of
This isn't a
goblins.
monstrosity. This isn't my
It's not a
expertise.
monstrosity.
They're goblins that have been corrupted by dark magic.
Do we know how
Probably-
many of them are there?
Probably not a big deal on their own, but there are a number of them. He has locked them into his barn, and he would like us to
Dispose
get rid
of
of
them.
them.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, that feels like a task that we're up for. I mean, supposing there aren't, 100 of them in his barn.
And why, may I ask, were you looking for tasks from him?
I actually was the one who needed his assistance, Erland.
What's he got for you?
Well,
I think we can presume.
He's a
since
chess
he is
pieces guy.
associated with the Gentle Void, he has pieces that I could use, and he needs that service done, and I said that I had others that might be willing to help me do it for him.
Right, well, does anyone else need anything else from him? Because it feels like we
Just to be clear, did he offer something to everyone who helps him, or just to you?
Well, we could ask. I'm sure we have, we can negotiate with the man. I mean, did he seem amenable to that or no?
He has a task.
Yes, for a chess
piece.
piece, but Saphira's saying that she
No,
wants something as well.
we'll talk to the guy. If
What
it
I
feels
mean
like he's
is,
not going to help, then,
If we finish this task for him, I imagine he would be more open to other requests.
That doesn't
I say
sound
we draw up
illogical.
some kind of an agreement, obviously.
And would you only
before,
help me,
but-
Erland, if you could get something out of it?
Well, yes.
I think we all
Well, at
agreed to
least
help each
he's
other in the
honest
long
in
run
this
of
moment.
things,
Yes.
not exactly on a day-to-day basis. Or was that just me assuming that? It might have been just me assuming.
In any case,
Who's ever willing to help, I will.
Well, I'm in it for myself as well, but yeah, I'd love to go help.
whatever our motives, I should say this. The reason that the Dolgons are there is that he had put away a number of goats in this barn.
Okay.
I think that these goats have myconid poisoning.
Why?
From what he described,
It
it
is something
Does
something that
mean-
I have heard of animals with myconid poisoning drawing dark spirits and magic to them.
Okay, does that mean that the goats themselves are dangerous?
As far as we've
The
seen,
goats could be dead. I don't know.
as far as we've seen, and we did go into the belly of a myconid camp, we haven't seen any dark spirits associated with myconid use or the growth of myconids. That seems to be
That's
the
not
realm of...
entirely true,
Graven.
because we have known that when we talked to Yannick told us that the myconid extract in the ground was disturbing creatures of the Underdark. That's hardly not.
But that had to do with the way that the
concentrated
miasma was bleeding into the ground. You're
You
saying
said
the goblins
you had heard
are being...
that animals that had been fed myconid specifically attracted dark creatures?
All I know is that he said these goats went into the barn with some kind of sickness, something he had never seen before. The Dolgons were drawn to it, and that is something
Worth
that I have heard has to do with myconid poisoning. I don't know any more than
Where
that.
did you hear this, Goliath? About... This seems extraordinarily pertinent. If myconid extract and myconid poisoning is in some way conjuring dark magic, that seems extraordinarily
I
pertinent.
didn't say it was conjuring dark magic.
Or
Well,
being
no, but if it
attracting
attracts dark magic,
that
it's
seems
still
extraordinarily
equally pertinent.
So that's why I just told you.
Yes, so where did you hear this?
Is there a reason you're being so tight-lipped, Goliath?
Yes.
Okay, can you share something with us then?
No.
leave it alone. As long as we have his hunch about this, I guess that's
Well, it
the
seems like
information we
more
need.
than a hunch, but of course we'll not know.
If I had more information for you, I would give it.
Then what...
It's okay.
Okay,
It's okay.
fine.
This isn't, to be very clear, Goliath, this isn't about prying into your personal life or your backstory or anything like that.
It's just that we're hunting
Which
this
I
stuff.
have been very clear that I do not care about. It's that... Goodness, we've been so closely associated with this stuff, and we're presumably in a town right now that is currently being
poisoned by
with it. This seems not just pertinent, but extraordinarily to the safety of the group. I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care about information you may have, but it is important that we know...
You are one to be on a high horse about pertinent information
May I
regarding the safety
interrupt?
of
Yes,
the
and that's exactly what I'm saying.
Erland, he shared the information that he got. Does it matter where he got the information from at the moment?
Potentially.
It might, but we won't know.
Goliath, does the information how you got the information, how you have the information, does it directly influence the safety of the group? Does that seem true to me?
Make an answer.
22.
As far as he seems to indicate, yes.
Okay.
Yes. If he's wrong about that, you don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of his intentions, yes.
All right. That's enough.
Well, shall we?
If
First-
I... In my past, if I was given a task to do, I did not ask questions. I did it. Sometimes information is conveyed to me.
All right.
And I receive it, and I act.
I understand. And as long as it does not affect our safety, which I believe you in, then
What
we're
I'm
right.
telling you is that I don't know.
Fair. Myconid goats. That will be fun.
The goats
may very well be dead. I don't know.
Well, I guess we hope the goats are dead and not, vicious, because that would be an added complication.
All right.
This would be, if we were to succeed at this, if we were to find dead goats, if we were to find fucking invincible goats, we would learn something then.
Well, we would learn something or we'd get killed by invincible goats, but you're right. So why don't we head down to this guy's place?
Why don't Saphira and I run with the chest quickly to the checkpoint? We'll drop it off, collect the contract. We can move slightly faster than you. We'll catch up to you and we'll meet you at Raz's.
Sure.
Okay, but before we start on any of the goats or the ghouls or whatever's there, just give us a chance to get there so we can negotiate with them.
We'll run so that we'll hopefully catch up with you before you get to Raz Pew's.
Yes.
All right.
The iron chest should earn you at least 100 gold pieces. Perhaps ask them how it would be more, and before you actually give it to them, if they need to examine it or if they have any other notes on how you could get more.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
We won't be able to start the mission until you get there.
Like I said,
we need to be.
Like I said, we're going to run and hopefully catch you.
Right.
Before. Yeah.
I'm just trying to tell you, Erlen, that in order to complete the task, we will have to be
make haste
in his barn.
Oh.
If you'd let me finish.
That's a colourful detail. That was.
But
yeah. Okay.
I believe we're up to the task.
Locked in
and
the
I
barn.
appreciate the help.
Of course. Okay.
All right, let's go get you a
Looking forward.
Let's have a run. Take the chest.
Sure. Yeah, just good job. Was there something you want to say?
I'm going to keep my saddlebag in the shed.
Okay.
Gesture to anybody else if they want to leave anything in there, because I have the poop.
Yes, please, Ola. Yes, please.
The horses won't fit in there, but you could definitely easily put all of your
saddlebags.
Some
belongings.
valuables.
Which I'm pretty sure...
Lock up.
Yeah. Yeah. And the axe. Yeah, saddlebags and the axe. Sure.
Okay. So I'll just lock the shed and take the key.
Although I guess that stuff was all in already because I didn't take it off.
Because I was there.
And Erland and Saphira make a quick trip south toward the Broken Crown tent. Once again, you see the same guy. It hasn't been that long. It's been a couple of hours. Same guy's at the table that you've spoken to a couple of times.
Hi, me again.
Yes.
Collecting a bounty. Is you the person to speak to for that?
Yes.
Great. Have this chest.
You acquired this within the couple of hours since I saw you last.
No, we got it. We're with a party and...
One of our party members had it and I didn't have it with me at the time.
Alright, wait here a moment. And he goes back into a little tent. Once again, Graven saw this before. They seem like they're comparing some sort of lists of bounties, contracts, things. They're looking at them. And he takes out kind of a piece of parchment, and he looks like he's kind of reading it down. And he comes over to the table. May I?
Yeah.
Inspect the contents?
Did you guys close the secret compartment before?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
sorry,
the
Put it
chest,
back
yeah.
together as
Just I'll slide it over. Go.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what
And he
this
opens
is.
it up, clicks it open. And he seems like, you can't see it because he's kind of holding it up like this, but he's checking to see if there's contents. It seems like it's listing. You see he moves kind of the headpiece aside, a couple of the amulets. And then he looks in, and he feels around the interior. And he lifts it up. That's it then, just this?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm authorized to sign off 175 gold.
Is that for the lot then? We were told a
It
minimum of 100.
seems that a couple of pieces might be missing.
I'm kind of like, I'm gonna like kind of squeeze Erlen's hand, like kind of discreetly and be like, just take the...
170 you said?
175.
Oh, 175, lovely, perfect. Thank you.
Excellent. And he takes it, and he goes back to the tent. Once again, he sort of signs something, crosses it off, and a man back in the tent opens a little drawer, counts out the gold, little pouch, and he brings it over, slides it across. Thank you for your service.
Cheers, thank you.
He takes the chest.
I took the gold.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did
I leave the gold.
And he walks.
Just leave it, walk
Here's
away.
a tip for you.
You can have it.
Yeah. Take 775 gold.
Alright, let's make haste then, yes?
Yep.
Before we start running, real quick, this Raz Pew,
Uh-huh.
I asked around. I haven't been able to track down a truth-telling potion in the 4th district. But if anyone were to have one, it would be Raz.
That's true.
I don't know if that's something you stumbled across in your interrogations today.
Well, I can certainly ask him. I'm not hiding from the group that I want it.
Yes, but I'm just saying that if you're going to find one in the 4th district, he's where you're going to find it without getting into one of the other districts.
Yeah, you're right. I should ask him. Thank you.
In addition to that,
Okay.
as a show of whatever,
Whatever. Well, as a show of whatever, I'm
you're
looking
looking
forward
for
to this.
you're looking for some sort of evidence that we're on the same page, or I'm willing to make sacrifices for things you believe in, perhaps.
Yes.
I
Are
found
you
the
offering
I
something?
am information and help.
Can we do it quite quickly?
We're not going to do it now. Certainly not now.
Okay.
I found the location of Stoddard Farm, the Tuk-Tu pocket.
Okay.
You seemed very keen on visiting the Mukmu pocket, one of the hoes, Errol Hendry's,
Yeah,
and
I mean...
mucking up a bit there.
Okay, well, it would depend on how discreet we can be, but I
I'm not saying anything, I'm not even suggesting anything. I'm saying that I know where Stoddard Farm is, and I'm willing to help you if you would like to do some sort of espionage, destroying, or what have you of a pocket. Because that's not something you should do alone, and I'm willing to bet that's not something the group would want you to do, but I'm saying I'm willing to help if I'm granted some sort of
audience with Massive.
help. Not just an audience with Massive, I want to help you and Massive.
Okay, well, yes, I'm willing to, scratch your back if you scratch mine, absolutely. I appreciate the tip.
Obviously not tonight, considering we're fighting some
No, definitely
goats
not
and some
tonight.
goblins, but
Yeah, let's hope that goes well.
but if that's something, if that's a terrible decision you'd like to make, I will help you make the terrible decision.
Well, I appreciate it. I suppose I'll consider any terrible decisions of yours in the future.
Good, let's go for a run then.
You guys start to move. Is there anything as you guys are, before they catch up, you guys are moving down that sort of northernmost road?
Yeah, just super quick, because I realized I forgot it. I had spoken to Mr. Langiter about possibly if he knew any kind of sending spell or anything like that. He didn't, but he did say he has 82 gold now if you choose to give him the ring. He's very insistent, and I still think it's not the wise choice.
Agree. You do agree.
Yes, I tried to speak some very soft-toned reason with him, and he did not take to it. So, but I wanted to just follow up on my word and say that I would deliver the message.
All right.
I still don't think it's a good idea.
No, at this point, no. I just want to send a letter to him instead of visiting again.
Don't look into his sad eyes.
Going in person might be really difficult to handle.
He might appreciate the face-to-face, though.
I've given him plenty of face.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say it.
Let's finish this task and
Yes.
we can always revisit that.
All right.
I'm sure he'll want it for as long as he'll...
I am sure of that as well. All right, off to Pew Pew.
Thank you both for not interrogating me.
Of course. I've known by now that you only have good intentions towards us, so... Or me, at least.
That's all I wanted to say.
We'll say that you guys walk at a fairly leisurely pace. Yeah, no, they catch up to you kind of right as you're about to turn off where that little signpost is that had the directions to Razpu's estate, his property. That's when Erlen and Sphere catch back up with you.
How'd it go?
Pretty well. We got 175 gold.
Oh, that's great. Did they seem to miss?
Erlen gets out his glasses.
That's 35 gold each.
Well, I have 125 from the previous bounty, so...
Oh, what?
Well, we will you,
That's
sir.
60 gold total for
if
each
you
person.
beep boop everybody.
It's 60 gold for each person. 25 and 35. 65.
60 each.
Great.
Wait.
Something happened there that's not correct.
Got 33.3 repeating over there.
I got 175.
125 divided
I
by
know.
5.
I need because I need to do. I need to.
Use your brain.
It takes 4 quarters to make a dollar. So if you have a dollar and a quarter, then you have
Everyone
one
first gets 35 gold.
Yes.
We got
Stab them
this.
together.
No.
75 and 125 go together so
35 plus
easily.
25.
Oh my
25
goodness.
plus 35 is 60 gold, everyone.
I think I heard that somewhere before.
Nope.
There we go.
Raven,
calculator has
keep all of his
spoken.
gold.
There we go.
All right. Well, let's disseminate that and say everybody has 60 more.
One of my slots is now
65,
taken
60
by
gold
the
each.
gold.
60 gold.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, it's just getting very high.
They did know about the secret compartment, so we didn't get. But they didn't ask any questions. They just said, "Is that it?" We said yes, and everyone went along their merry way.
Perfect.
So, this barn. He would obviously. What is going on?
I need everyone to shut up. I can't do simple math. Okay. Continue.
He would obviously appreciate it if the barn remained intact. He doesn't care about the goats.
Oh, I was gonna say I had these bombs, but I guess.
Perhaps not.
Do you actually have bombs?
Yeah, I do. I actually have 2 little bombs.
But the thing is, Sophia, we'd be locked in this.
Also,
no, I know.
I assume that means.
how big is the barn? Would we be able to like throw it across the barn?
You haven't
and not
seen
get
it
hit?
yet, but
Yeah.
if it's a barn, I mean, it's pretty big.
Yeah, we probably would be able to.
The bomb, those little bomb radius is not huge.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like.
I assume that means no fire magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do any of you know what are these creatures called again?
Dolgons.
Dolgons.
Dorgons. Do we know if
And
There's-
I'll describe them.
Yeah. Corrupted goblins.
do we know do we know if
Smell
they're prone to being poisonous?
Being poisoned.
Like, is there a chance we'll be
Inflicting
poisoned?
poison?
Oh, I don't know. Do we know
Would I
any?
know
Does
that?
anyone know? No.
You don't definitively know that. There's some varieties of them, and not all exactly the same. I don't think you know for sure either way.
Well, I guess that means we're just jumping in.
You know they have blind sight.
What is that?
Oh.
It means that they
can't
kind of
move
don't
away.
even really perceive with their eyes. They have like perception beyond their eyes. Like in total darkness or with their eyes covered, they can see. Blind sight.
Oh, good.
You have so many light things.
I could still hurt them. It just means that they can't be blinded.
Yes.
I'm still useful, Lurland. Without my,
We're just gonna leave you
I'm
out
still
of the barn.
useful
Well-
without my fire.
I think we should tell Raz that we're here.
Great. I will let you do that since you already know the man.
Yep.
Start to move up the property, and this time it seems like he's finished up with his shutters. He's in the middle of chopping some wood on that same sort of block.
Mr. Pugh,
Yes,
I'm back.
I see that.
She brought friends.
I see that as well. So, I assume you've thought about my offer.
Thought about it, and are accepting it.
Yes, although we did want to ask you if you could maybe perform a few other favors for us. Simple favors. Just in exchange for us clearing out your barn, would you maybe also be able to get a message to my friend Armand? I think he lives in the 1st or 2nd precinct.
I'm already giving a reward for clearing out the barn.
Saphira.
Well, look, she's not going to be able to do it alone.
Saphira. We came here for a reason.
You came here for a reason, I came here for a reason too. Look, it's a simple ask. It wouldn't probably cause you that much trouble. I'm just asking you to get a message somewhere.
If you know anything about the lockdown, you know that's not a simple ask.
Well, I asked around and someone referred me to you.
What are you prepared to offer me?
Help with your barn, also money. I'm happy to pay you to get a message as well.
Gold doesn't interest me so much.
Okay, I probably don't have that much else to offer you other than my services in clearing your barn and my gold.
I'm already giving something for the clearing of the barn.
What does interest you if road doesn't interest you?
What do you have?
Information.
I prefer tangibles. Items unique in nature.
Poisons.
Those I can already get my hands on.
Anything more specific than items?
What do you have?
I told you I have poisons, potions, antitoxins.
Common.
I figured.
Perhaps we should get on with the task at hand, and then we may revisit this.
Yes. Please, Saphira.
Okay.
I said what I'd give for the clearing of the barn. If you have to pay your friends so that they'll fight alongside you, so be it. Not my concern.
I understand.
Understood, sir.
You said all you've heard from there is noises in the night.
Yes.
You don't know how many?
At least 3.
And how many?
How many goats did you have?
How many goats originally?
A dozen. Maybe 11.
And they were locked up?
They were put down as a little storage space. There's a hatch in the barn that leads down. Didn't want him to break back onto my property and steal his goats back, so I locked them up there.
Before you locked them up, they didn't show any signs of violence or aggression, did they?
Aggression, no. Like I told your friends, an uneasiness about them.
Sickly.
Yes.
Could you just give us a general layout of the inside?
It's fairly simple. There's a loft on the right side. There's a little walkway up to your left. It's used if I have to survey the barn, take an inventory. There's probably a number of hay bales, if these creatures haven't eaten it already. And on your right, closer than the loft, there's a hatch that leads down into the storage space. Other than that, there wasn't any other animals in there when I brought the goats inside.
Any weapons stored in there?
No.
Tools?
No.
Any other questions?
Sorry, can you just clarify the latch thing? I just didn't quite catch.
Which
how does the latch work? It's in the loft, or
no. There's like a hatch to your right. There's a little hatch that leads down into a little storage space where he put the goats, or that's where he last saw the goats.
Okay, but that is on a lower floor than the larger
and then
barn.
yes, there's the main barn area that has a little loft on one part, and a little
okay.
balcony, and then yes, there's an underground area that he stored the goats.
Okay.
Look, just before you go, I know you're not prepared to help me, but do you happen to know anyone who might be able to help me?
I don't know what you're trying to do.
I'd just get a message to someone in a different precinct. Is there an expedient way to do that? I mean, it might be impossible, but I'm just wondering if you know someone you could refer me to.
If you have friends of the Gentle Void, sure.
I mean, no, not really. I'd be willing to pay someone.
It sounds like I'm your man, and I don't want money.
Okay, never mind then. Thank you for your time. I will help clear your barn.
Perhaps we'll think of something.
Yes, I just wanted to ask.
Mr. Pugh, you'll be out here while we're inside.
I'm gonna follow you to the barn. Once you go inside, I'm gonna lock it behind you. Like I said, if you come screaming, I'll open up. But I don't want those things getting out, attacking my neighbors.
Understood. We're
not going to let them, so.
Alright, are we going to fight?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Come with me. He leads you.
Graven's gonna give a stern, stare down towards Saphira as they walk away.
Saphira just stares right back at him.
He leads you around a little dirt path that goes behind the main hall. You approach this barn that really has a delightfully innocent look about it. Whatever damage or feeding these Dolgons might have done, they waited to be fully upon their prey, the goats, to do so. There's no damage or any kind of sort of evidence that something broke into the barn. They seem to have gotten through the door when it was opened, before this happened, before he locked it up. It's an asymmetrical design, with one half of the roof a little steeper than the other. A partial stone foundation, and paint that looks reasonably new. Once again, signs of someone with the means and interest in keeping up appearances, or at least taking pride in their upkeep. The entrance looks to be maybe a 10-ish foot wide wooden sliding door. Currently barricaded, not just with a hefty iron lock, but also a few boards that have been nailed into place. And you see that Raz has brought with him a sort of large hammer, and he goes up and he kind of hooks the backside onto it. Anything else?
I suppose just wish us luck.
Good luck.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
We're ready, Mr. Pugh.
Do it.
Got a crystal.
Pulls one off. Pulls the other off. And before he opens the lock, he kind of listens for a second to see if anything sort of might be immediately on the other side.
Do we hear anything in that moment of silence?
Give me a perception check. He listens as well.
Dirty 20.
Dirty
Sorry,
20.
Investigation or
No, perception.
Perception. I don't. Dirty 20.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally quiet, and he seems to identify the same thing. He's listening, he's sort of... I don't hear anything. They move about very quietly. Keep your head up.
Thank you.
Pulls the lock and comes apart. Opens it up. Go, now.
I'm gonna go in first.
Yep.
And he closes it behind you, and you hear the... on the other side.
How dark is it in here?
It's pretty dark. There's a little bit of light leaking through some cracks, sort of just in the... But it's pretty solidly built. There's not a lot of light coming in. Erland, Orba, and Saphira have the best sort of view as they're looking in. And you see, in the barn, it's very spacious, very still. A number of roughly rectangular hay bales strewn about in piles. And thick floorboards that don't seem loose, but they have a bit of warping to them. Enough that in a few spots there's maybe an inch or more gap between the planks. Something you'd expect to see in like a shoreside dwelling where the moisture in the air, the humidity would deform the timber over time. There's a persistent odor of rot and balmy vomit. Signs for sure of fleshy decomposition, but mixed in with something else. Something simultaneously stale and moist, like urine-soaked leather left out to dry. You quickly scan the room and see no motion. You make sure to clock the layout as best you can. As he described, there's a sort of lofted area with a wooden staircase leading up to it in the back right corner. More hay bales seemingly stored up on that loft. Another narrow staircase in the back left that has access to a thin walkway that again looks like it's for surveying the contents of the barn. It has like a good view of the entire lower area. Closer to you, on your right, is a heavy-looking iron metal hatch in the ground. It is locked, it has a lock on it, presumably leading down to the storage area, Raz mentioned.
Do I feel any differently, or do I smell any odors that I would somewhere in this cornucopia of odors that would remind me of Mike and Dexter?
Give me a perception check.
22.
No.
On either? I don't feel any differently on...
Does anyone see any movement? Can I make light in here?
Do we see any movement?
Give me the perception. You can both, all three of you with dark vision can give me perception checks.
21.
Nat 20!
18!
Wow.
You take a quick look around. No movement at first, perfectly still. But then, maybe a little bit of rustling of the hay bales. Sort of in the back left corner. Maybe something in that loft. Just the slightest bit of movement, as if a sort of quiet breeze blew through, but there is no breeze. It's perfectly still in here.
Real quick, the loft is on the right, that walkway is on the left.
Would you like a visual aid?
Yeah!
I would, please.
I was waiting.
Gimme.
Lemony 20.
Lemony dreamy. This one.
I'm going to take this.
Yeah, they didn't say it was gonna be locked, the doofus.
Yeah. And why didn't
He didn't say that part was locked?
I don't think so.
The goat? No, the goat. The goat cage. I don't think
Well, he said it was closed. Maybe he did say it was locked so they wouldn't get out.
Why
but...
wouldn't he give us a key?
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, I'm gonna smash this fucking lock.
Yeah, of course.
That's gonna take an action.
Well, we'll do it after.
She hates giving up these actions.
I want to be able to do everything. Just
Look at those little hay bales.
It's a baby baby.
Oh my goodness.
How Oh, very
Oh man,
fall.
Graven's gonna pick those up and toss them.
Oh yeah? You're gonna do some.
Oh,
You're gonna do some bail tossing
Oh, yeah.
in this
I'm walking
combat.
my own microphone.
Oh shit.
So you guys entered in through there,
Fuck. That's
Ooh.
small, man.
Oh, there's the hatch.
and the hatch is here.
Small enough
little
for a
gray
It's like big enough for a
hatch
little
there.
bomb.
Are these
Small's
5
bad
feet?
for me.
Moved- Yep, it's 5 feet.
Okay.
Just so it lines up better.
Small's bad for everyone except
Right.
her.
So you guys have just entered in through the main entrance. It's closed behind you.
Seeing movement, I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna put a hand out to
Yeah.
Graven.
Okay. Very quietly, Saphira and Orba, perhaps you should get up on the walkway. And we will stay down here. Keep the fight on the ground.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. And I'm gonna kind of motion for her to come with me, and then I want to try to sneak as carefully as I can.
If you must make it down, perhaps use a hay bale to break your fall. If you need to get down quickly.
And I want to try to. Is this like this is the walkway? This here?
Yes, and then you can't get up that way. There's two
So I have to,
staircases.
like, walk
Oh,
down.
they're at the back.
And where?
Dangerous.
And we saw
Oh.
movement up
He will
here
run
and
it.
where?
You saw a little bit of rustling here and a little bit of rustling
Yeah.
over.
Oh, so we'd have to go through the barn to
Damn.
get up.
Yeah, the two staircases are at the back end of the
Yeah,
building.
I thought there was a ladder
How
right by
convenient.
us, but no.
Graven. No one.
We saw movement by the stairs. We might have to draw them out and
Alright.
then make a run for it.
Alright.
You don't think we should just attack the hay bales we saw movement in?
I could throw a small explosive and
Maybe not start with the explosives.
Well-
Maybe as a last ditch.
Do we know if those explosives, given the position of the hay bales, would that fuck up his barn?
I mean,
It would light everything.
bombs
on fire.
do fire damage,
Oh, they-
so
yeah.
it could very definitely light things on fire. The hay bales definitely. The barn may be treated in a way that makes it less susceptible.
Any fire would be a last ditch.
Do either of you have an area spell that isn't fire that could attack a bomb? That could attack a bale.
What?
That could attack one of the bales.
Not seeing Orba, Raven's gonna be like, I don't do this.
I
Okay.
have something.
Perhaps start with, we're in a fight. Perhaps start with that.
okay, Orba, we start there, you attack, and then
And we will run.
Bizarra. If you can grab its attention after she attacks, then
We will both go off to the right.
then we'll make a run for it up so that we can get up above, so that we have a good sight.
So, oh god.
As soon as she does it, as soon as she engages, I'll make a light with my mace, and Bizarre and I will run that
And
way.
what's that? Okay.
Which of the bales did I see movement in? I saw two. So one was up there.
You're not exactly sure which one. One of these three in this group, and one of these in this grouping over here.
Oh, I'm not sure which one. Well, that kind of changes things a little bit. If
These are kind of
I'm
grouped together. I mean, it's possible one kind of moved another one because it was right next to it.
right, if I'm casting Ice Knife and I aim it at a hay bale, and it hits, would I
Does
still
it have to target a creature?
Ooh, creature of ice at one creature? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just target it at an empty space or an inanimate.
Okay, wait, I may have overestimated my capabilities.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll have to draw them out.
Saphira could shoot an arrow, but I'm not able
I mean,
to
I could
focus
shoot
on
an arrow, but I can't see it very well, so it would be difficult for me to get a good
Well, if you
shot.
shoot it into a hay bale and there's no reaction, probably nothing in it.
Okay.
I mean, can I try?
Pick a hay bale for me.
Oh, fuck.
Oh gosh. All right, I'm gonna shoot the one that's sort of at the bottom right there.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can
Pick.
Orba
Solid pick.
have Ice Knife prepared for if something pops out?
Sure, you can ready an
I would
action.
like to also ready an action.
What are we readying?
Okay.
Can you ready a movement and an action, or is it true? It's just a. Okay, great. I'm readying a two-handed quarterstaff attack if anything gets within
It has to get within melee range.
Yeah, if anything gets within
Sure.
melee range of me, other than
I mean,
my
already
friends.
my file.
I'll ready a Toll the Dead.
Okay.
If I see something.
And readying
Ice Knife if I
Ice
see
Knife.
something.
Okay.
16 to hit.
16 to hit. Let's see if there was anything.
The hay bale explodes.
Wait, what?
Oh my
Stop!
goodness!
Stop it! You turn it over!
There's a little thing on the bottom.
see.
Yeah, I know. You fire it, and it goes into the hay. You hear it kind of disappear into the hay bale, and you hear a little popping noise, like almost like a wet pustule.
Oh.
And the smell wafts over you, this sort of rotting egg smell, and you see a little bit of the hay start to sort of something corrosive eating away at it. It starts to steam the hay bale as something popped and some kind of liquid is sort of oozing out of this hay bale onto the floor and making a little bit of steam up in the thing. But you're far enough away from it to sort of, nothing happens at the moment.
Does it seem to be acidic or poisonous?
It looks dangerous. I mean, it looks like it's eating away at the hay and some of the floor.
Does it seem like poison or acid in terms of like would an antitoxin prevent that? Is it possible to tell?
Acidic.
Acidic, okay.
It seems more acidic, yeah.
Did you hit anything?
I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
It smells like she hit something.
I'm not sure if it was alive.
Is this common with
dead.
these creatures?
I mean, maybe they create little nests. I mean, it's possible that there's something that they've. I mean, you don't really know exactly what that is, but
maybe it laid an egg. I don't know.
They don't lay eggs, but could have been like a larva or something. You know.
Well, if that seemed to work, okay.
Shoot another one.
Oh God, I still smell. Okay.
And I'm gonna try to take a shot now at the one on the top.
The one on the top.
Keeping ice knife ready.
Sure.
Yeah, same. Ready.
Oh, 11 to hit.
11 hits a hay bale. Hits the hay. No reaction, no sound.
Keep at it.
Just keep
Do
going.
we see any now that she's shooting? Do we see any movement additionally?
Not additional movement.
I'm gonna shoot at this one.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
16.
16, that hits.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
This is so tense.
Oh.
Okay.
Through the arrow.
Last one then.
On the same pile.
On the same
Give me an
pile.
attack roll.
21 to hit.
21 hits. Roll for damage.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay. I was like not
Which
ready
bow
for
were you
this
using?
at all. My regular bow. I just forgot what my regular
Reg bow?
is. Oh. 10 total damage.
10 damage.
It hasn't been hurt yet, has it?
Arrow goes in. And this time, instead of that kind of dry, compressed sound of like...
10. Oh, I rolled the wrong die. Wait. I rolled the wrong die. I rolled the wrong die. I lied. Is
1d8?
This is 8. Okay. And it's 9.
Okay.
Sorry to like
And again, instead of hearing that sort of dry passing
Sorry.
through sound of the through the hay, you hear something stick. And in response, there's a little sort of shuddering, and the hay bale seems like it's being kind of shook off. And you see a creature in the corner. Certainly Orba and Erlin do. Graven, you can't really see it.
Yeah.
And it looks like, at first, goblin-esque features. Sort of a pointed nose, and sort of small fingers, hooked fingers. But it has these phalanges sprouting out all over its face and limbs, and it gives it this like pained, stretched out look, as if a creature whose innards are unable to fit inside its own skin. It seems to be pulled back eyelids and almost like it's trying to get out of its own skin. Pupilless white eyes, and soft teeth that seem to mush down and spring back up each time it opens and closes its mouth. And it pops up from the hay and kind of makes a horrifying noise at you. You can let loose your ranged held actions.
Okay.
Go ahead. We'll start with Orba. Yours is not with disadvantage. Yours will be with disadvantage.
Mine's a saving throw.
If I can't see it, am I not?
Does it need to be a creature you can see?
I can't see
Shall
it.
I?
We'll wait.
Oh yeah, that's
I
true.
imagine
DC.
it's
We need
gonna
to
be
make some
safe.
light in here.
Yeah, I can see within range.
A creature you can see. Okay, you can't see it.
Okay. Damn it. I mean,
Hearing the sound, I can say you can take that opportunity to quickly make a light.
make a light,
Yes, but you won't be able
exactly,
to. Sure.
yeah.
Okay. What would you like to light up?
I'll light up the mace.
Great. Graven's mace lights up, and now, Bizarre, you can now kind of see the interior more clearly. And the creature pops
No,
out.
thank you.
Yeah.
And I need people to roll for initiative.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, her roll.
Yes, do your before we.
Okay.
This is Ice Knife.
It's a natural one.
That misses.
No.
Sort of Orba, sort of reeling from the sound, sort of the unexpected sort of intensity of the creature. She fires wide, and the ice shards go shattering across the side of the barn.
Graven turned the lights on and she was like, oh god!
Graven's like, what was that? Sounded gross.
Alright.
Hey, battle with everybody! I guess we just had. Well, we kind of.
Erland, what'd you get?
15.
Okay. Sphera, what'd you get?
19.
Nice. Graven, what'd you get?
10.
For the best.
Okay.
Average.
BZ.
8.
Oh no.
Guys.
Okay.
Slowly decreasing.
Damn.
And these things are. Oh God. Dog.
How did the goats do?
You don't know where the goats are.
Damn it! Unleash the goats!
Unleash the goats!
We know
Yeah.
that
That's
they're
where he
lost.
thinks
Yeah,
that they
that's
were.
where he said that they
Open
were.
the goat door.
Anybody speak goat?
That's another natural
Someone
one
does speak goat.
For Orba.
for my amnesia.
This goes away for now.
Not technically a
Here you
natural
go.
one, just a sad initiative roll.
Okay, so that's 2.
Sick.
You can feel free to start. I'll get the initiative board set up, but it's Saphira, then Erland.
All right, right now you only see the one. You heard the sound, the sort of reeling back scream that came out of the corner.
Okay.
Erland and Saphira.
This is a regular 5-foot squares.
Yes, these are 5 foot.
I'm gonna take a second to cast Hunter's Mark on this
Okay.
thing, and then I'm going to fire my longbow at him again.
What's the matter? You don't want to turn into something that can, put your teeth on that thing?
I'm not actually sure if I want to.
No, I'm just saying. A good
18 to hit.
That hits. Roll for damage.
This is which one's the D8?
That's a D8.
This
Double
is the
pyramid,
D8.
come on.
Okay.
Up here.
I know, but I would. 5 plus the D6 for. Okay, 8, and then the Hunter's Mark. Or well, it's already damaged. 11 total damage.
11 total damage. Great.
Nice.
I know.
Rattles off another arrow and it passes through a little bit of the hay bale, and once again that screeching noise from the other side of the wall.
Is that thing emanating any sort of acid, or is it just the first thing?
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna kind of like, having struck this thing, I'm gonna call to Orba, and I'm gonna start to run up the stairs, like towards the
staircase?
stairs. This staircase.
This one?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is that what your movement is? 30?
Yeah, that's
okay. Great.
All right, that's it for me.
Okay. Erland, I tilted towards you a little.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, just because of the bales there, I can't quite see how far away from him I am.
5, 10. Oh god, the thing's crisscrossed. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 feet.
That's no good at all. Let me look at.
Go start sticking your shit into all the bales.
I mean, I don't know those fucking acid ones. Honestly, not a bad idea though. Makes the ability of checking makes to perform a task. Okay.
What do we got here, Erland?
Sorry. I was reading in action. I'm gonna move 35 feet towards him.
Okay.
Oh.
2-minute quarterstaff attack.
Okay. You can attack roll. Watch as Erland across the boards.
23 to hit.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Fucking this thing up. Let's go.
6 bludgeoning damage.
6 bludgeoning damage. Okay. Go in, and you can hear it against its kind of squishy skin, and a couple of the little phalanges kind of wrap around your quarterstaff as you hit it, and you have to kind of yank it out from its grasp, from its sort of little, not quite tentacles, but kind of little protuberances from its body.
Cool. I am going to now use a key point and use Flurry of Blows for 2 more attacks.
He loves the flurry.
It's a great move.
15 to hit.
15 misses.
Classic.
15 misses?
Yep.
Okay.
10 to hit.
10 misses. Great. So after you go in for a couple quick strikes, and it kind of quickly dodges out of the way of both strikes.
Very, very bad.
Here it comes.
All right. That is terribly my turn.
Okay.
It's gods.
Dolgots. Yes.
The Dolgots.
The creature looks around, sort of with it's not even focusing at you. You can see its head kind of moving around in a sort of erratic manner. And it's taken a couple hard blows. And for a moment, it looks like it's going to lash out at Erland. But then, it gets low to the ground. And in one of those kind of 2-inch gaps between the boards, you watch as it slowly pulls itself down through the boards, and the last thing you see is its head, and then it goes all the way down underneath.
Do I get an opportunity attack
You
for
do
that?
get an opportunity attack.
Damn. Stomp on that.
17 to hit?
17 hits.
It's gonna
Stomp
pop back up though. That's the
that's the
8
thing.
bludgeoning damage.
There we go. Squish
So
it.
as it goes down, Erland hits it, and you see it, a little bit of the squish, but it does manage to get all the way down.
Yuck.
After that, you hear a little bit more noise.
Nope.
And a little bit more of the creatures start to show
Tell them to
themselves.
stop that, please.
Yeah, it's really
One of
it's gonna
them-
give me nightmares.
Pops out from this veil, and
Oh, good.
one of them pops out from this veil.
Let him know.
No.
I love these little Demogorgon looking.
This one goes straight up to Zara.
Hello.
Oh my god.
I was hoping
here
he
he
would.
comes. Here he comes.
And they come running towards you, and as they do, they're sort of reaching out with a punch and sort of one of their little phalange tentacles at the same time.
Oh,
Yikes.
spicy.
They're gonna make 4 attacks.
Holy god.
Can't be in.
Bizarra first. So 2 tentacle attacks first. That is a 9 and a 22.
Holy god.
With 22.
22 hits, and then it's going to make 2 unarmed strikes with its kind of small little clawed fists. Okay, that's a 12 and an 11.
No.
Both of those hit. So just one of the tentacles reaches out and slaps you across the face. That is 6 bludgeoning damage.
You do anything when something hits you?
And as it hits you with its tentacle, it wraps around your arm.
that's
and it pulls you a little bit toward it. You are grappled.
No.
All it took was 1 out of 4.
It took
Of
one of the
tentacles.
tentacle attacks.
So the first 2 are tentacles, the second 2 are
2
little
were just
fisties?
sort of little fists.
Yeah.
That really puts a wrench in my plan.
Well, grapple, you can still make attacks on
Yep.
them. I think it's disadvantage, but
No, it's
Oh.
not even. That's restrained.
That's restrained.
Sweet.
Grappled, your movement
Grapple's
speed
just
is 0.
You're
You can't.
fine.
You can't run away from something.
Oh, that's okay.
You're fine.
As long as I can drink and hit, huh?
Well, listen. You can
Okay,
buy that.
and then Saphira, 2 tentacle attacks
Oh
first.
god. I'm gonna die.
That is a natural 20 and a 6.
One of those hits for sure.
And the 2 unarmed strikes. That is 14 and
Hits.
12 to hit.
misses.
So 1 unarmed and 1 critical tentacle. We'll do the unarmed first. You take 4 bludgeoning damage from the unarmed strike.
Okay.
And then the tentacle hit. That's only doubled. That's 8 bludgeoning damage from the tentacle, and pulls you tight. You are grappled as well.
Jeez. Sorry, it halves your movement or something?
No, grappled. I
just
think
have
your
no
movement speed is
movement.
0. You
Oh,
can't
nice.
move. Let me look up. I'll give you it. Grappled creatures' speed becomes 0. Can't benefit from bonuses to speed. And yeah, that's it. It's just holding you in place, basically. It doesn't have any effects beyond that.
And somebody can like use their action to ungrapple you with a strength
Yes,
check
or you
something,
can
right?
ungrapple yourself. You can attempt to ungrapple, or any spell that like pushes the creature away from you will automatically sever the grapple.
Nice.
Cool. Okay, that's the creatures.
All right, it's Graven.
Looking over at Bizarra, I'm gonna be like, she'll be fine. And I'm gonna like take a few steps towards the one that Saphira's got. Can I get there within 30 feet?
15, 20,
so
25,
tough, we're
30.
just like,
Yep.
eh.
Okay.
Sort of
She'll be
scoot around this
fine.
hay bale here. Yep.
Would I have
You're too tough.
reason to believe that if I hit it, it would lose its grip? Would it?
Not necessarily.
Not
no. It's
necessarily.
not like a concentration kind of thing.
Okay.
Because it has like it's like wrapped around her. You have to like physically separate it if you want.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm
Okay.
gonna reach
Take
in
an
and-
action.
Get on, nah.
Give me a athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
I will. Athletics. 18.
12. You grab it by the tentacle, you grab Saphira's arm, and you pull the tentacle off.
Let go of her.
Cheers.
Nice.
Okay.
Get up, Tyrant. Rain fury.
Anything else?
No, I'll stay there with it and hunker
Okay.
down with my shield.
Great. Who's next?
BZ.
Okay.
Come on,
Okay.
I am going.
Bazaar is wrapped in a tentacle. And she's like,
Shaquille O'Neal.
yeah.
There you go.
I am going to use mixture number 1.
Oh. Clock it
So
out.
you watch, and you're not exactly sure what's going on. You see Bazaar kind of reach up underneath her chainmail, and she kind of you hear a little like faint clicking noise as she turns the dials on her draft jacket. And go ahead and read it for us.
Nice. When making a melee weapon attack, subtract 1d4 from the number required for a critical hit. If the attack hits and the target has 2d4 HP or less remaining after dealing damage, you may kill that target.
Great. So first, roll 1d4.
This is so cool.
The liquid comes up and Bazaar takes it.
Let's go, BZ.
1. So you need a 19 or a 20 to get a critical as opposed to just a 20.
Right.
So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Straight 19 or 20 on the die.
Yeah, not
an
total.
altered 19 or 20.
Yeah. Has to be a natural 19 or 20.
That looks cocked to me. I don't think you could put a...
It just dropped.
Okay.
No. And it's only a 7. I'm going to try to add my...
So it's not a crit, and now
Yeah.
add your modifier to
Okay.
it.
Why do I always forget what it got? Oh, 5. 12.
12 misses. So you drink the thing, and the tentacles kind of wrapping you up a little bit. You're not able to kind of get a full swing of your flail, and it ducks out of the way of your flail.
Okay.
And you've ticked the dials down appropriately. Excellent.
Did I do that correctly?
You did.
Yay! I am smart. Okay. All right. That's it.
That was.
Was that?
Oh yes, that was a bonus action and an
yeah.
action. Yep.
Okay.
Great.
All right. Yeah.
Can't wait
I'm
for me
not
to
moving,
roll a
so-
19 and just kill someone immediately.
Who's next?
It's me.
Okay.
Seeing that it's this acidy kind of bubolt thing that's happening over there, would I know of another element that contrasts acid for Dragon's Breath? Either like cold, fire, lightning, or poison?
There is not a natural
Right.
It's not like cold fire. It doesn't have a.
Pokemon?
It doesn't have a
said this
natural.
last week. It's
I
not
know.
Pokemon rules.
It's
Yeah,
always
it
good to ask.
doesn't. It doesn't have a natural opposite.
This
Like
is my first time I have all of the elements at my disposal. Okay, so I guess Orba is going to like put her hand on her heart and cast Dragon's Breath on herself. And I'm gonna give myself
Hot juice.
no, not
Anything but hot juice.
cold damage.
Cold juice.
Cold juice.
You feel a little bit of crackling cold up your throat.
Yeesh. So I can make a 15-foot cone, and I would like to get it on the one that's got BZ.
Okay.
So 15 feet. Is there a way I can position myself not in melee of this man?
Yeah, if you move like here or here, you can angle the cone this way in a way that doesn't have Bazaar.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Great. Use 5 feet of movement.
Great. So each creature within that area, Dex saving throw.
Saving. That is a 16.
Oh, that's saved.
Save.
Bitch.
Right on it.
Half as much.
As the cold blasts out in a cone, you see this sort of amorphous blob creature. It almost insanely quickly like flattens itself against the ground into an impossibly small little blob, and then it comes back up to its normal size. This creature has evasion, which means that a past saving throw takes no damage, not half damage.
Gross.
You just made that up right now, didn't you?
The goal not to subject it to an effect that allows it to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage. They take no damage instead.
Okay. What is the height? Is it 15
Slippery
feet up on that rafter there that Saphira
It
wants
is
to
15 feet, yes.
Okay, Orba's gonna take 10 feet backward away from this creature and wait for a
Like
second.
this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be there in the second!
Saphira's like, ah!
That thing is gonna come up inside you.
Shut up. Saphira's next.
Okay, Saphira.
Okay, I'm like kind of seeing more, but I'm like, no, I'm kind of motioning for her to come, and I'm gonna break away from this guy, and I'm gonna try to get up the stairs.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 will get you.
Right. Okay.
That is an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
What's up? She's no longer grappled, so she can move.
Yeah, I should have done something before I moved, though. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's too late now.
What are you talking about?
It's too late.
Good news is that was only an 11.
Well, I could have cast a spell that makes him not able to hit me, but that misses.
Can also use disengage.
So as Saphira kind of Graven pulls the tentacle away, and Saphira kind of dips under and moves to the back staircase. So
Okay,
use
and
an action as only
now,
movement.
now I'm gonna go ahead and fire at this buddy.
Can we tell which one's been hit by a couple times? Is one of these or neither of these? Or
Neither of these have currently been hit. Only the one that had slipped through the floor. Right.
That's a dirty 20.
That hits. Roll
Nice.
damage.
8. Okay, 8.
8 damage.
Total
Great.
damage.
Fires down, and Graven sort of still grappling with its tentacles. You watch as the arrow sticks into the back of its neck.
And I'm gonna hang out where I am.
Okay.
Awesome, Erland.
I'm within 40 feet of the guy that Graven's next to. correct?
Yes.
All right. So before I run up to him, I'm going to sort of and like activate spine buffer.
Okay, great.
And so like this sort of hairs on my arms get strong.
Great.
I guess I need to do this thing. Ooh, natural 20 on the Constitution saving throw. Not that it matters.
In the slightest.
I feel
But I'll put the emote in for
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you.
Natural 20. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. And then I'm gonna. So that's my bonus action. And I am going to. That changes things slightly. I'm still going to run up to him and.
10, 15, 20, 25 feet.
Try to
Yes. And I will use the. And there I will use the dodge action.
Okay.
Once I get up to him. And I'm gonna sort of get in the. And like as I sort of ready, I'm gonna go, come on! Like towards it to try and gain its attention.
Okay.
Graven sees him rushing up. I'm like, yeah, bring the staff.
And then he's like,
Alright, it's the
Great.
dog.
All right. First thing that happens is you hear a little noise, and up from the floorboards, again, an arm at first, and then pushing itself through, almost like a newborn breaching.
Oh, why'd
Comes
you
up
got
through the
him?
bottom.
This is the worst one yet.
Yeah.
This is the same one that's Hunter's marked.
Yeah.
It is remained mark.
Yeah.
As you look at the creature, many of its wounds have closed up.
No!
We gotta take these things out.
Oh, are they like
quickly.
drawing them?
Where's the
There's gotta kill those goats.
Yeah, where's the goat trapdoor?
I'm gonna throw a bomb down that goat trapdoor whether you guys want me to or not.
bomb down there.
I'm not okay. Fine.
The
Fine.
creature comes up. That's going to be all of its movement to get
We
up
gotta
from
kill those
underneath to
goats.
here. But the other two,
want this guy to like us.
this one first is going to attack Bizarra.
Great.
Still grappled.
4 attacks here.
Do they get advantage because she's grappled?
No, that's restrained. We're going to do the unarmed strikes first. 16 to hit and a 17 to hit. Both of those. So even though Bizarre's grappled, she's able to kind of duck and pull the tentacles in a way that gets her loose. The tentacle attacks with the grappled target. As it has its wrapped around you, you feel the tentacles sink in a little bit, and these little spines on the tentacles kind of come up, and you feel almost as if something's drawing the life force from you. It's going to make 2 vitality drain attacks.
No.
I need you to make
Thanks,
2.
Graven, for not helping me.
I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
Oh, come
Constitution's
on.
really good though.
There we go.
That's cocked.
Pick it
Oh,
up.
okay.
Then pick it up.
Go ahead, Emily.
Quick. Don't let it fall. There you go.
23.
And then another one.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Natural 20.
As with the creature sort of holding you around, Bizarra sees the little prickles on its tentacles, and she sort of wriggles her way out in a way that it's not able to fully latch onto you. It unsuccessfully is able to vitality drain you as its action.
There's no like half or anything?
There's no half. Yep. And that's all of his attacks. 2 unarmed, 2 vitality drains. Now, this one is going to, with 2 creatures, it's going to sort of, its torso turns like almost unnaturally over its legs, and it's going to do whoosh, 1 unarmed and 1 tentacle for each of you.
Disadvantage for me.
Disadvantage, yes. This is Erland unarmed strike. That is a 12 to hit.
Misses.
Erland tentacle hit. 15 to hit.
Misses. So both do. Should I do my damage now, or do you want to do Graven first?
We'll do Graven first. Graven, unarmed strike first. That is a 16 to hit. Hits. And then the tentacle strike, natural 1. So just the unarmed strike reaches out and hits you. It is bludgeoning damage as your shield.
I still have it
Excellent.
on bludgeoning.
You take halved, you take 3 bludgeoning damage.
Sweet.
And now roll
And
for your
now-
shield.
One.
Alright, sorry. 3 damage and...
Well, actually,
And a
these
one.
guys might do multiple different kinds of damage, so maybe changing it up is even worse.
It's a 1! I cannot lose! What I have to do is roll 1!
Jillian had no idea how good his shield would be.
I wish I was lying.
I cannot.
Bludgeoning
Take the 3 damage.
I took the 3.
And now Erlen,
I do.
it's 2 attacks that have missed.
Yes. So here's 1d6 attack.
Literally.
That's 2 piercing damage.
Okay.
There we go.
And fuck off, 1 piercing damage, so 3 total.
Great. So as it misses Erlen, a couple of the hairs go out and riddles it with these kind of spines. That is the end of Dolgunster.
All right, Graven.
Getting my feeling my shield like I'm gonna kind of get it down, just peek a finger over the top of the shield and point at him and give him the old ding dong. And that is a wisdom saving throw for him. Yeah, wisdom save.
I just wanted to autoplay that.
That is an 18.
That will that'll save. Nothing happens.
I feel you.
You hear the dong ring out through the barn, but unable to rattle its target.
I have to try something else. All right.
Any other kinds of actions? Bonus? Nothing? All right. Who's next?
It's me.
BZ.
Okay, still can't move. If I keep it the same way,
Keep what the same way?
if I use it again and keep it the same mixture, does it deplete again?
Yeah, it depletes always by the amount shown. Yeah, so you can
Okay.
only ever use the
Got it.
same one twice
Twice.
because you'll run out of that liquid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I only have yellows in it. And I don't have to use it, right?
No.
I don't have to.
Oh no. She missed with the first one.
What? Yeah.
You're never gonna use it again?
This thing sucks. She takes it off.
This is useless. Whatever. I'm just gonna use it again and see what happens. Okay.
Which one?
The same first one.
All right. Give me a 1d4 roll first.
Come on, don't get a 1 again. Stupid one's rubbing off on me.
You got it. Jesus.
Okay, that's just sitting on top of another guy.
Chaos.
Oh, does that count?
No.
Go ahead and roll.
There you
Great.
Okay, so now make the attack roll. 17 or higher natural is a critical.
Let's go.
Come on.
9.
9 and plus what is your modifier?
It's only gonna be 5 plus 5, so 14.
14, that misses.
Ah.
So once again, Bizarre drinks the liquid and sort of invigorated, takes a swing, but the creature kind of
Oh, I'm
moving
failing.
about.
All right.
And that's it.
Keep rattling them off.
Is it still connected to BZ?
It is, yes, she's currently grappled by that.
Okay, Orba's got to change your game plan here.
I need a different tactic.
So Orba's gonna start running to this area. What the hell? Like this area here.
Okay, how far? 5, 10, 15, 20,
Let's say 30. Let's go max.
25, 30? Yeah.
She's gonna wait one more round, but she's gonna cast Chill Touch at the one on BZ.
Okay. Is that a save or an attack?
It's an attack roll.
Okay.
I'm probably not gonna hit, but we're gonna try.
Come on.
That is an 18 to hit.
That hits. Damage.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a +6. I'm smart. That's 6 damage, and it can't regain hit points.
Great.
Oh, that is
Yep.
Great.
You see the chill touch is the necrotic one. Is that what it is? Cold damage. Which one is that?
Chill Touch is necrotic damage, but also can't regain hit points.
Great. So necrotic. You see it kind of eat away at its skin.
These aren't undead, right?
They are not.
Great, perfect. Cool. That's my turn.
Okay. Great.
That's my plan. Top of the lineup with Severe.
Fair.
Okay, I'm gonna take a. Well, can I can get a clear shot at this guy, or no? The one that has Hunter's Mark on it?
Yeah, he's just got some. There's like a veil kind of that's not obscure.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and try to take a shot at this.
Sure.
Well, should I try to shoot the one on BZ, or should I try to.
Please.
Let me try to actually get BZ ungrappled here.
An attack will not ungrapple it.
Oh, that's true, I guess. Okay, well then I'm gonna go for the one that I'm more likely to do more damage on.
Yeah.
Alright.
Blow it up.
25 to hit.
25 hits.
Thank you.
Roll for
Can you
damage.
just do that all the time?
Nope.
No, you have to learn.
I can't. I will not. I haven't learned simple math since I was.
Roll for damage plus Hunter's Mark.
Don't have a man whispering math in your head.
I need a man whispering math in my head all the time. Okay, a 9 plus Hunter's Mark is 11.
11. There is no Colossus Slayer damage.
Okay, so then
regain
just
all
11.
of its HP.
11 damage.
That is the
Fires off the arrow,
worst.
sticks into the creature that kind of whips its head around and looks up at you at the sort of edge of the staircase. There.
Okay.
Are you moving up any further? You haven't used any movement?
Yeah, I think I might just move up kind of above it here
10,
so that I
15,
can just...
20, 25?
That's fine.
Alright, after Spear, it's Erland.
It's tough to tell because of the floorboards, but how many feet away from the trapdoor am I?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yeah, 40.
Yes. Great. I am going to just step around the guy and make a break for the trapdoor.
Okay.
So he gets opportunity attacks.
What are you doing? That is a 17 to hit.
Bullbark.
Great. As you're sort of going out, blocks the attack.
Hold on, let me do this. Oh, just passes.
And you see Erland across the boards of the bars, and he kind of slides down next to the trap.
Also, that's going to do the d6 piercing damage because he missed.
Yep.
God.
Wow.
1 piercing damage. So, like, throw up Bullbark, kind of shoot
one little needle.
And it's locked, you said, yeah?
It is locked, yes.
Can I either... I guess I'm going to use an attack action to try and smash the lock.
Cool. Give me a perception check before you do that.
Okay. That is super cocked. Yep. There we go. Perception 22.
Great. As you're running across the bar, now facing toward of the exit, it looks like next to the sliding door, there was a hook, like next to the door. There is no key currently on it, but it looks like a small little hook where a key could have been was on that hook.
If I don't want to take much time doing this, if I take a quick look around, do I see a key, like perhaps on the ground by the hook knocked off?
You don't. There's a lot of hay and hay bales around.
Yeah.
A needle in a haystack.
Does the lock seem breakable, or is it like steel?
With a very strong attack, maybe?
Whew.
You need one of us.
Do these creatures,
I could get on grapple
do these
today.
creatures have like opposable fingers in a way
Yeah,
that
they have
they could
little
take
warped hands. Yes.
or seem like they have the intelligence to be able to hide something?
Maybe. Yes. They definitely have like hands that they could manipulate an object
Lots
with.
of
Yes,
phalanges.
yes.
Okay, I am going to take a big swing with my quarterstaff at the lock.
Make an attack roll for me.
18 to hit.
18 misses. Well, it hits, but it hits the lock and it does not break the lock.
Okay, good to know. That was max movement, so that's my turn.
Okay.
Okay, the Dolgons.
Dolgons. The one next to Graven, taking a couple beatings, kind of looks around and starts to wriggle its way down beneath between the floorboards. Give me an attack of opportunity.
Down on this fucking nasty boy. 19 to hit.
19
Nice. Come on, get him good.
6.
Yep.
Give me the Ghostbusters. 4 bludgeoning.
4 bludgeoning damage. You hit it as it goes down, and it makes kind of a splat into its skull, but it wriggles its way down beneath the floorboards.
Don't let them get out of sight.
In hearing Graven yell that, I'm gonna. Can I yell something back?
Sure.
The trapdoor's locked. There's a key somewhere in here.
All of us.
There's a key.
That is the one. The one on Bizarre is going to make their attacks on Bizarre.
I gotta get out of this.
2 unarmed strikes. That is a 22 to hit and a 4 to hit. No, a 5 to hit. Not that
22
matters.
hits.
22 hits. And then it is going to attempt its Vitality Drain again. I need 2 more Constitution saving throws.
Can he
got this.
not gain them?
He cannot. He can make the attack and it will do damage, but he will not regain life from the Vitality Drain.
9 and 16.
16 passes.
Nice.
Okay, so you 1 unarmed strike hit you.
We got you.
You take 4 bludgeoning damage, and 1 vitality drain hits you. You take 6 7 necrotic damage.
Oh
As
my
you-
god.
Hey, you got healing
Feel the
juice in
life
that
pulling
pack.
out of you.
Also, it's not going down while it's grappling her.
That's
so
great.
Maybe we. No, it's
So the only thing that can get rid of a grapple is some sort of.
Pushing it away or break. You can attempt to break it yourself. It just takes an action to do so. And then one more.
Yep.
I think this is within.
Really?
Beast. This one sort of slides across the floor and goes in for a few attacks. 2 unarmed strikes first. 17 to hit.
Hits.
14 to hit.
Misses.
2 tentacle attacks. That is a 24
Oh,
to
God.
hit.
Hits.
And an 11 to hit.
Miss.
1 unarmed,
One
1
of
tentacle. You take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And from the tentacle, only 4 bludgeoning damage, but you are now grappled.
Well, sorry. I guess which one hits first, so which one gets halved from the shield?
The unarmed strike was first.
You already halved it.
I did not. So the
You
unarmed
said 3, I think?
did I?
Shit.
I wasn't listening.
We'll say 3. So 1 bludgeoning damage
Okay.
from the unarmed strike, and then 4 more bludgeoning. Well, roll first. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You are grappled either way.
So 1.
You won. Don't you dare.
It's impossible.
I'm almost gonna be mad.
5.
What are you resistant to?
5 now gives me cold resist.
Hey, so if I spray you.
Yeah, that's true. Don't be afraid to.
Yeah, don't be afraid to spell it.
Craig is just
So you take
I'm so hot!
take the full 4 bludgeoning from the tentacle,
Full 4.
and you are grappled.
Oh, weird.
Booey.
Okay.
Okay, Graven. If that's it for the.
That is it.
Alright, yeah, holding on to trying to like just hold on to the things that it's
You
got
grapple
on
it
me.
back.
I grapple it back, and I kind of build up some dark necrotic energy in my arms and try to make a inflict wounds melee attack on this thing.
All right. That's an attack roll.
Yeah, it's an attack roll.
All right.
Melee to spell attack. All right, so I get +5 to that. 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Yeah! Thank God. Okay. 3d10, baby.
Come on. Light him up.
Right? Yeah. Inflict wounds. 3d10. 9 plus 8.
Nice.
So
17.
17.
Wasn't it
17 necrotic.
He did. He
rolled
added
those
the two.
nine.
So 17.
Yeah, 17 total.
Great. So it's kind of, you're holding it back and you pour this necrotic energy into it. It kind of rides back as at you.
It's not dead.
It's not dead. It healed fully when it went down.
Fully healed.
into the ground.
Damn it.
But it's injured now.
Yeah, it sure is.
Very injured.
That's it for me.
Okay.
All right,
With my
BZ.
cold
Okay,
resistance.
to get out of the grapple, is that an action?
Yeah, to break a grapple.
Alright,
Start hitting fucking haystacks.
No, because then that might make this annoying.
I think if I hit it, I mean, I guess you can't really answer this. If I hit it successfully, is there a way that it will ungrapple me?
No, you would know that. Yeah, grapple has to be broken by forced movement
Alright,
or
I'm just gonna
physically
try. I'm gonna
breaking.
try to get out.
Great. Give me a strength or a athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
I did not get out. 9.
Try to pull yourself free. Unable to do
I am
so.
failing. I don't know what's happening.
Can't you use any of those as a bonus to like?
They're all bonus actions.
Yeah, I know, but the one I'm out of pinks.
I'm out of pinks.
But there's ones that there's the healing one that doesn't take pink, I don't think. Or is that pink?
The one that
It's
gets
basically
my
like
AC.
rally.
Which one?
I think it's yellow and blue. Am I crazy?
Can I do it to myself?
What does it say?
The grant an ally that you can see or hear.
No,
to-
I lied. I don't even know how that works.
What about?
Yeah, I can only do these two. And
Yeah, she only has yellow and blue left.
they're only.
You still have second wind. Also, that's a fighter ability. That's not a maneuver.
Oh, I
It's just the.
It's just
Just
like
the
goading
thing.
strike,
Right.
distracting strike,
The superiority
rally.
dice?
Yes,
superiority
she's
dice.
no longer there. But the fighter abilities you still have. Action surge you still have. Second wind.
Yeah,
you still
I'm
have.
gonna use my action surge. I can't
Great.
do it. And I think I'm gonna try it out again.
Great. Summons the energy to give it another go.
Oh, it's just another straight up other action.
Just another action.
Oh, that's
Yep.
dope.
What did I say it was? Acrobatics, right?
Or athletics.
whatever
you
Yeah,
prefer.
21.
Great. So pulls herself
There
free.
she is.
Rips the tentacles from off of her. Fuck. Okay.
Ooh, baby.
Gets that flail
Okay.
swinging.
Still haven't
sick.
used a bonus action or anything. If
Yeah.
you want to do that.
When it says choose 1d4 targets and then 5 feet, you add 2d4 plus their AC against the next attack that targets.
That's to protect allies, but they
Yeah.
have to be within 5 feet of you,
Right,
so
so
there's
no.
nothing to protect.
Okay. I think I'm okay.
Okay, great.
Okay, it's Orba.
Thank you.
Orba?
Seeing that the thing isn't
Finally.
holding onto BZ anymore and it might go underground any second now, she's gonna try and cast Chill Touch again on it.
Okay.
Come on, Orba, please.
It just lasts until your next turn, is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
13 to hit.
13 misses.
Nice.
Dodges out of the way of the spectral hand.
This is
Alright, that's my turn.
Not moving anywhere?
No.
Okay.
Alright, top of the line with Sphere.
Vera.
Okay, I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna take another shot actually at the one that I've already
Okay.
got from Face Mark on. I don't know why I keep
Yeah,
doing that. 19 to hit.
19 hits,
Nice.
roll for damage, and it is definitely hurt already.
Yeah.
Alright.
Softened up this b-hole for you.
Okay.
Okay.
So 10, 13, and I do get Colossus Slayer.
You do.
16 total damage.
Arrow goes out, and just as Graven's kind of holding it and pushing back with his necrotic energy, the arrow comes through and it.
Nice.
Yes!
Nice.
That's what we need. We need the deeps.
Man, we fucked that thing.
Ooh.
Movement?
Like in
Anything else?
No, I'm
no
not. I don't
longer
know. Getting
Okay. What? You are no longer grappled, yes.
Nah.
You're just holding yourself really tight.
Erland.
Still holding on to tentacles.
Yes.
I am going to go towards. Wait, we saw movement up here initially, yeah?
Yes, a little bit of rustling.
And did anything come out of there when
yeah, something
Yeah.
came down.
one of the
Yeah,
creatures
came down
did come out of there?
stairs.
Yeah, it already came out.
All right, I'm gonna take a look in this one for the key.
Give me an investigation check. This is an action. Search through the hay.
Yeah.
Oh my
Not pleased,
God.
but yeah. Oh, interesting.
Part of
That's
the
like
spider
5 feet of movement?
Yeah, it was only 5 feet of movement.
Oh, interesting.
Investigation check is 19.
You quickly search through it. As you're moving through it, you reach in and there's something
Can I
solid,
like jump back or?
and it pops. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Dumb idiot.
I mean, I had an idea. 24.
God.
24. You pass. You take half damage. You take 5 acid damage as it pops, and it singes up and down your arm, and you have to kind of wipe it away on the hay bale there. We can tilt. You guys have searched this bale. I can tilt that upside down, so you know that you've searched it. You also had searched
All
of these.
All of those,
Yep.
yeah.
Or at least.
Well,
We know there's no more.
we had searched them.
Yeah,
We'll
search
tilt
them with
those around to
arrows.
say that you've searched them.
All right, so sweet. I suppose. I guess. I mean, I have no bonus action, so I don't. I can attack. It's my turn.
Okay. Dolgons?
Let me. Sorry, can I step
Oh,
back?
yes.
Mind if I'm just gonna step back into that corner. there.
Sure. Another.
Yeah, right. I want to be like within melee range.
Sit on
of
that hay
Yeah.
bale.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, well,
This one's mine.
My bare ass.
My hay bale.
All right. You hear that sickening kind of suctioning noise as one of the Dolgons emerges once again from between the walls.
Again, looking fresh.
Looking much, maybe not fully fresh, but fresher than when it went down. And that one's gonna straight up make his 4 attacks on
Didn't get his
Graven.
Mentos when he was down there.
2 unarms first. Whew. 19 to hit
Oh,
and
shit, is this
17
me?
to hit. Yep.
yeah.
God damn it. Those both hit.
Okay. And 2 tentacles.
Can I warding flare on one of these?
Sure, the first tentacle attack. So that's with
yeah.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
Natural. And then one more tentacle attack.
Right,
Well, that was with
that helps,
disadvantage.
yeah.
That was with
Yeah.
disadvantage.
I was like, why are you mad?
And that's a 19 to hit with the tentacles. So
All
2
three
unarmed
hit.
and 1 tentacle attack.
Jesus H.
That's gonna be.
9 bludgeoning from the unarmed strikes.
Do you need to roll your shield first before he rolls other things?
It's not bludgeoning.
It's
Oh,
not
that's right.
quite-
That's what
yeah.
I said.
And 5 bludgeoning from the tentacle attack.
Okay.
Hits you with a flurry of strikes,
am I
and you're
grappled
grappled
again?
again. Yep. And it's like,
It's like, stop! God.
okie dokie.
Damn. Oh, it's
And
me?
then the other one, sort of having taken a couple strikes of Bizarre and unsuccessfully able to do so, it looks around the barn as quickly as possible. I need Orba and Erland to make a stealth check for me.
17.
Turns its attention towards Orba. I need Bizarre to make an attack of opportunity for me.
Oh my god.
A dude, quickly.
How much is something for a
9
fucking geek?
misses, okay.
Because I don't want
the
to
dice,
keep
baby.
This is terrible.
Orba, 22 to hit, 12 to hit.
Shield.
The 22 still hits, I'm
22
assuming. Yeah.
hits.
Shield goes up to block the second one, and the 2 tentacle attacks. 16 to hit,
Oh, that's a tie, I think.
and
Yeah.
that hits, and 14 to hit. So 1 tentacle, 1 unarmed strike.
Yep.
What did we talk about?
That is a 5 bludgeoning damage for the unarmed,
Okay.
and 6 bludgeoning damage for the tentacle.
5 and 6, so that's 11.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And holds on tight.
Oh, it's so beadly when a cast Hellish Rebuke.
How many did you just get? 11?
Yeah, I got 11
Total.
damage.
Yeah, no
Over
fire,
half my
baby.
health.
No fire.
Well, so Hellish Rebuke, in my history of casting it.
It's pretty targeted.
Yeah?
Yeah. What is the description of
I
it?
shall read it.
We need to kill.
I point
these
my
guys.
finger, and the creature that damaged me is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames.
He's kind of next to a hay bale. It's possible that one that Erland just searched might kind of go up in flame.
However, question?
Yes.
Would it be something like, could someone, if there was a single hay bale on fire, would it be maybe an action for one person to go and just put it out?
If you were able to do so that during that round or like at your next, because it can spread. So
What about my cold?
cold breath?
Yeah.
You could try to
that
put out a fire. Does it need a target? I mean, it might.
No, it's
just an area of
a
effect.
cone.
Okay, then yes, that would.
Oh,
that would
okay.
You know what? Boom! I'm gonna cast Hellish Rebuke.
Go ahead and roll the damage for me.
It's a dexterity
save.
saving throw.
14.
Tie is the save for you.
Save, and it takes no damage from a cast save. An eruption of flame, and it floats back for a moment before it springs towards you again.
It's okay.
This
Is there fire?
Yeah, this hay bale is on fire.
Orba goes, oops.
Oh god.
That sucks.
Who's
That
next?
truly sucks.
It's me, right?
Are we at the end of the round here?
That was the
No, that's
Dolgon.
Oh, that was the
So it
Dolgon.
is-
Oh, yes, great. So
But I'm
That was
grappled, so I
Orba
can't
because
go.
You are
just
grappled,
did
yep.
Hellish Rebuke. I got confused.
All right. Well, I kind of have to take this moment to heal myself. All right. I have to like holding it off. I'm gonna like summon a cure wounds on myself.
Okay.
Second level.
Second level.
Ay, 2d8.
If you roll double ones, boy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You won't see me for the rest of the night.
Quits.
There's
What
one
is
more.
it?
1 on a 6.
7
Oh,
plus
okay.
3 is 10, so I gain 10.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Could have been worse.
Kirby feels the healing energy pulse through him. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna go up to that guy.
Okay. 5, 10, 15.
I'm gonna. Well, I can do it anytime. So I'm gonna try to make an attack first.
Go ahead.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Roll for
There we
damage.
go.
PB and the DB.
Back, baby.
Come on. Yeah.
10.
10 damage. Great.
Well, no, it's doubled.
Yeah, you double the die.
Double the die, not the modifier. So what was the roll?
Oh, 7.
7. 14 plus how much for your flail? What's the addition?
Why am I doing that?
Because you got a
critical hit.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I haven't.
You're just so excited
very
to
long
hit.
time. So
That's
what?
okay.
Say that again.
So you double the die, which was 7, so 14.
14.
And then add whatever your flail modifier is.
3.
So 20 damage. Is that right?
No, 14 plus
14 plus 7.
17.
What am I doing?
We're doubling
Matt just is appalled at
14
himself.
plus 7 is 21.
Why are you doing 14 plus 7?
That's not the modifier.
It's plus 3. It's
Yes.
17.
17.
Oh my
Great.
god.
You take a mighty swing, your flail finally free of the tentacles. You swing it around, and you smash into it. You see it sort of flesh rippling from the impact of the flail.
It's not dead.
It's not dead.
And
Now
now
these things.
I'm going to use mixture number 6.
Okay. Tell us about mixture number 6.
Oh, God.
Got you. Grant an ally that can see or hear you 2d4 temporary HP, then roll 1d4. On a roll of 4, the next attack made against you has disadvantage. This effect lasts until the start of your next turn.
Great. So first, who are you?
Orba.
Go ahead and roll
Thank
2d4.
Yeah, please. Please save her.
Should be fine.
4. You gain 4 temporary HP.
Okay.
And now roll 1d4 again. And on a 4, the next attack against you has disadvantage.
6.
4!
Next attack against you has disadvantage.
Just remember
that because I won't. Okay.
All right, end of the round. If she's done.
No.
No, Orba. Yep.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
here.
Orba's not dead yet.
Shut the fuck
And
up.
the hay bale is crackling there.
So I'm gonna try to position myself just a little to. I turned it off.
You can't move. You are grappled.
I'm grappled. Can I get a cone with
Yes. What is the
15-foot cone?
Yeah, that won't hit Erland. You can get him the bale and no Erland.
Great. Yes, I will do that. So give me a dex save.
Do not save.
7.
Yay!
So 3d6.
And you see the crackling going over the fire of the bale.
Nice.
And now it's just kind of a singed, sort of sad mess there on the ground.
Fine. All right, 3d6.
Come on.
12 cold damage.
There we go.
Cold damage. Frosting over, and you see it kind of trying to break free of the frost, and it seems like it's kind of almost shivering and on its last legs. It's still up, but it
Oh
looks
my God,
pretty.
this thing.
And Orba's gonna go, get him, Erland! And that's it.
And the round will turn back to the top, but that's where we're gonna end.
I know! So poopy!
With the chaos unfolding in the barn.
The singed hay slightly makes aromatic.
We will pick it up exactly there.
Two of us still
Top of
grappling
the
for a
round.
week.
The grappling is just
Exactly where we'll pick it up next week.
Remember that disadvantage. Now we
Yeah,
gotta
write that down
Write that
My
down.
goodness.
Use a post-it note or something.
I can try. I don't have a disadvantage thing, but I can. Try,
I have it. I have a
try to put a
trophy and
ring
everything.
somewhere.
Oh man, these guys are. Ugh!
These guys are
Yeah,
annoying.
these are
They're
hard to
so
kill.
annoying.
I can't wait to suck on some of that goat juice.
Yeah, a little goat juice.
Look what it did for
Well,
them.
I mean, look at.
Can we get a goat juice
You
about
see
next
them have
week?
the ability
Yeah.
to vitality drain. It might not have anything to do with goats specifically.
It can't hurt to try.
Erling gets down there. He's like,
Can I?
Oh no.
"Thank you guys so much for joining us for our 51th episode."
51.
51.
We will pick it up there mid combat next week.
Hockey lover resubscribe.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my
Happy
goodness.
Yom
What a Yom
Kippur.
Kippur treat.
Keep sniffing that pumpkin. That's not weird at all.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's not great.
Stale
Can you bring
urine
it back
leather.
next week so we can take a sniff?
Yeah.
Oh.
It won't. It doesn't smell as bad as the barn does.
I believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I believe that.
I believe that's
Thank you guys for joining
I
us.
don't
As
believe so
always,
much.
we are
Thank
happy
you.
to be here and jumping back into D&D next week, same time, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we make it out of this mess in the barn
My goodness.
Ooh.
We will.
and help Bizarre get her chest
Please.
piece from Mr. Pugh.
You owe us.
Shiny,
come on.
shiny chest
How much
piece.
have I done?
Good night, everybody.
Good
Have a wonderful night.
night. Bye.
you